Okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a new life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. I am not friendly, I came for the paper, little baby, don't get it confused. I see them paying the play, they be paying for pussy, my nigga, I'm paying my dues. They cannot see me unless I'm on TV in times when they happen to turn on the news. I am not worried about shit but the money, cause you cannot buy shit with all of them views. I've been on 10 like 4th grade, same nigga but I'm more paid. Lame niggas throwing more shade, but you know it don't faze me. I'm blowing out gas to the whole whip hazy, with a new chick cause my old bitch crazy. Just a young player that the west side made me, but how could you blame me and how could you tame me? You can't pop in that pussy, you claim you a saint. Do what they can and they hate what they ain't, but I am the greatest, that ain't for debate. Raising the stakes and I'm eating them too. Hitters on deck, what you need them to do. Fuck all that talking, I leave it to you, cause I gotta go, got a meeting at 2. Tell me why all of the shit that you say
Shouts out to all my Pan Africans out there. Shouts out to all my brothers and sisters out there who putting in work. Shouts out to the one nation. Shouts out to all my brothers and sisters who are putting in work. Shouts out to the ones who are married. Shouts out to ones who are together in peace and harmony as we are speaking with We-On-Loc Nation. And what we're doing is we're just doing some reactionary clips to Dr. Ifatunde and Brother Islam, two bona fide brothers in the black community who are actually putting in the work. Now, everybody knows the situation with Ifatunde. He's getting the school prepped and ready to go for the fall, I would presume. If any other time that he opens up the school, if he opens it up in February, which is Black History Month, in a short month, he has a right to do so. He just got some. I just seen that he just got some equipment plus some desks. 25 uh, desks for, I believe, for second graders, which is a good thing. Which is a very good thing. That means he has the ball rolling. Now, if any of you ignorant bona fide Negroes would like to help this brother out, please do so because you know that we need schools like this. We need schools all over. So without further clip, we're gonna get to some reaction. We're just gonna do some reactionary videos today. No Priscilla's or anything like that happening going on because she's live right now and she's doing some phone calls. So without being said, and plus this is a Monday, everybody's sleep at work or over at some other person's channel doing their own reactionary shit. But we over here chilling. So anybody who would like to chill with me, they are most likely they can. So we're just gonna be chilling together. And without further ado, everybody who has subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. For those who haven't, please like and subscribe to the channel and be a member of the We-On-Loc Nation crew. With that being said, let's play the video. Fair use, fair use.
Independent schools, not fake schools, but real independent schools. We have very few real independent schools. We have very few black hospitals. We have very few black banks. We have very few black supermarkets. We have very few black distribution and manufacturing sectors, despite all of that. Although we have very little infrastructure or poor infrastructure in the black community. Although we have very little infrastructure or very poor infrastructure in the black community, every Sunday for the next 4 months, every Sunday, black men are going to sit their politically lazy asses in front of the television from about noon to midnight. I said for the next 4 months, lazy ass black men, politically lazy. I didn't say you don't work. I didn't say you don't take care of your wife. I didn't say you don't take care of your children. I'm talking about the community you belong to, ninja. I'm talking about the community you belong to, ninja. I'm talking about the community that you belong to, ninja. Black men are going to sit our politically lazy, community disinterested asses. We're going to sit our politically lazy and community disinterested asses in front of the television from 12 noon to midnight helping the white man make money on his advertising by watching highly paid Negro slaves run up and down a football field. This is a disgrace. And I'm going to call it out whether you like it or not because I'm King Kong consciousness.
Now, I am a victim of this myself. I had to remind myself that you're getting paid to do what? Run up and down a football field. You're getting paid to do what? Put a basketball in the hoop. You're getting paid to do what? Slap a white ball with a brown stick. And you do what for the community exactly? You put in money, but you put in money for white organizations. How about that?
I'm RB Jesus. I'm intercontinental Ifatunde. I'm the prince of Pan-Africanism. Look, we got Negroes making excuses. Black men have to rest. I don't see you resting when you out there chasing snow bunnies. I don't see you resting when you out there buying your weed. I don't see you resting when you out there chasing fat asses. I don't see you resting when you going on vacation. I don't see you resting when you flossing on the strip. I don't see you resting when you run into these white restaurants. But soon,
how true that is indeed. How true that is indeed. Especially when you're here and you just are here with your white girlfriends and women and sisters. Y'all ain't out the mix of these. I see with your white boyfriends, especially on the street, especially where this is Las Vegas, Nevada is the strip. Miami, you go downtown Miami where the beach is, that is the strip. So I mean, it is what it is. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the Terrell Owens thing. I'll get to the Terrell Owens thing in a minute.
when it comes down to do something for your own people, you got to rest. Soon when it comes time for you to do something for your own people, you got to rest. I never heard the Mexicans say they got to rest all day Sunday watching football games. I never seen the Asians say they got to rest all day Sunday watching football games. I haven't seen the Arabs say they got to rest all day Sunday watching football games. I don't see European Jews say they got to rest all day Sunday watching football games. But soon when I talk about you doing something with your politically lazy asses, I'm talking to all black men. I'm talking to all black men. How can you be so comfortable sitting your ass in front of the TV? How can you be so comfortable sitting your ass in front of the TV and your community going to shit, but you want black women to see you as kings? Your community going to shit, but you want black women to worship you as a king. You sit your lazy ass in front of the TV from 12 to 12 and you want black women to treat you like a king when you ain't doing nothing for the hood. How we doing, King?
Matter of fact, we got time. We might as well just go ahead straight to the video. Cause we all know he's been at this problem. He's been at this problem. This is nothing new. But yet I really don't see him with a black woman, to be perfectly honest with you. If we're gonna keep it 100, he's sort of like what my best friend used to be. He was always afraid to coming up to black girls and try to be cordial with them and stuff. But he always feels comfortable with white folk. That's a sickness. That is a sickness that we need to cut out of our being. be afraid to come up to a black girl, and then gonna have the nerve to say, "Well, I have to. It's too much. It's too much hard work." Negro, please. Hard work? Is it hard? Is it hard work when they putting you in jail? Is it hard work when they taking child support away from your ass? That's an excuse in itself. That's just an excuse. But we can get to the video. Don't worry about that. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of Negroes and they freaking excuses for not being with a white woman. It's more pleasurable than being with a black woman. How? Why? Because they don't catch you on your BS. I'm telling you, Negroes are unworthy. Negroes are unworthy of being with a fine chocolate bag. But it only suits them when you fuck, right? It only suits them when you having sex with them. How amazing! How interesting! So we gonna uh go to Miss Nebraska's favorite clip. Miss Nebraska's favorite clip. How you doing? As he's being called out, and one of the reasons why Terrell Owens, Terrell Owens, who played for the San Francisco 49ers, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, and I forgot Buffalo too. So he's played with quite a few teams. Oh, and of course the Philadelphia Eagles. I almost forgot. Almost won a title with the Philadelphia Eagles too, if it wasn't for those nifty Patriots. But F football for right now. Let's get to the clip.
Research. I have kids by black women, so clearly, I have to have some type of like for black women.
Yes, sir.
The day, like I said, I grew up in a black household.
Yes, sir.
So this notion, I get it because athletes, they get money, they go to pro, and then they want to date white girls, this and that and the other. Everybody's experiences have been different. For me, when I grew up, I was in my high school pretty much is 50. I don't know what percentage black, white, but I lived in a black neighborhood. So at the end of the day, I attempted to date black girls. When I was younger, I wasn't as handsome as I am now. I didn't have this beautiful smile as I had I have now.
You hit puberty.
Right. I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
And when I bloomed, boy, did I bloom.
Yes, sir.
So let me finish my story. So when I started dating white girls, my first experience with white girls is when I went to college. I tried to date some black girls when I was in college. They did not like me. I was skinny. I was strong.
Right.
I was teased from high school.
Yep, there go the excuses. I was skinny and I was dark and black. Nobody wanted me. Nobody wanted me. That's always the excuse. Umar responds to the video. Yeah, it is self-hatred. It's self-hate. Of course, it's not even trying and not even realizing what risks you take when you go out with. Oh, you're excuse. Oh, I have babies. I have black children. So technically, I was with a black woman for how long? For how long? How did that work out for you? She probably hates your guts.
Even in college, I got teased for being dark skinned.
Damn, so they tease you, cuz?
Yeah. So there was a lot of a lot of self-esteem issues.
Right.
Whoa.
No, I'm being dead honest. So when I got my opportunity,
Whoa. Wait a minute. You got teased for being dark skinned. Hell, we all got teased for being dark skinned. Me, I'm fair skinned. Do you really think they wanted to go out with me? No, I always went after the ones that I liked. And the one that I liked everybody else who was either about to go pro, football, basketball, didn't matter. Y'all got to stop with the excuses, dude. Out of all the black women in high school, all the black women in college, you couldn't pick that one? Even the ugly one?
opportunity when my first experience with a white girl, but okay, it wasn't bad, but that wasn't. I just totally gravitated to white girls after that.
Right.
That wasn't the situation. So again, my experiences with black women growing up wasn't so good. So, but that still didn't deter me from still dating or pursuing black girls. Right. So my thing now is because I know there's this stigma, the stereotypical of athletes, to go off and make money, this and that, and date the opposite color, opposite race. But for me now, where I am, it's not even about color. It's not even about race. For me, it's about somebody that I have some chemistry with, good energy, and I get a good vibe with. Right. That's where I am. Like I said, we all want somebody that's attractive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Aesthetics going to play a big part in it. Anybody that says, "Oh, well, I don't care what the person looks like," that's a lie. That's a lie. We all want somebody that we can roll over and wake up to. That's, you know what I mean, that looks pleasing to the eye. So at the end of the day, I want somebody that's attractive, but it's more so now I want somebody that has good, I can have good chemistry with, they have good energy, and we can vibe, and we're on the same level. Right. You know what I mean? And we can talk about things like within the last probably 3 to 5 years, I've been more communicative. And as you said earlier, Chad, I've lowered my wall a bit. I ain't let the motherfucker all the way down. But I let it down just a little bit so I can, somebody can peek over and I can peek over too, to where I've allowed myself to be somewhat vulnerable. But understanding communication is key in anything, business and personal, no matter what. If you have a good communication relationship, man, y'all can rule the world. You can do a number of things that you probably didn't think you could do just by communicating.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's to me, at the end of the day, it's all about who makes you happy.
Right.
Look at these two Negroes. Whatever you do by the end of the day that makes you happy. Whatever you do by the end of the day, these two listen, I'm not taking away from their football ability. They are extremely talented. Terrell Owens and Chad Johnson combined are two talented brothers. Not taking that away from them at all. But two stubborn, stupid ass. That's what Chad Ocho Cinco, you have your own problems. You have your own set of problems. Terrell Owens, you are a sad, sorry ass nigga, man. Yo, I think you need to go back to listening to Ice Cube's True to the Game from Death Certificate. Listen to that song. Listen to that song.
And then who brings the version of you? And that doesn't really come with race. That doesn't come with color. And it just so happens, you click with certain people. Your Wi-Fi connection, sometimes you might have 2 bars with one person. The next person, you might have all 4 bars.
Yeah. If you didn't have money, you wouldn't be talking that same bullshit. The only way NFL benefits, it doesn't benefit black folks. It benefits white women. just middle-aged, it benefits middle-aged white women. And you fail to see the trap. But wait till you get a good response.
Doesn't matter who it is, man. Whatever makes you motherfucking happy, whatever floats your boat, that's just what it is.
Right.
You know?
No doubt, no doubt.
We should be over that, at this time in 2023.
I have a lot of admiration for. I met Terrell Owens briefly on the SkyTrain in Atlanta at the airport en route to my terminal to take my flight to London, England about 10 years ago. We briefly shook hands, and that was all there was to it. But the conversation centered around Terrell Owens saying that because of his color, maybe because of his looks, Black women did not pay him a lot of attention growing up. I'm not sure when this stopped, whether it stopped when he became a high school athlete. I don't know if it stopped when he became a collegiate athlete. I don't know if it stopped when he became an NFL superstar. Now, Terrell Owens isn't the only Black celebrity who uses this excuse. And I love Terrell Owens. I'm a fan of Terrell Owens, so there's no issue there. But I'm tired of Black celebrities and Black men in general when it comes to the Snow Bunny crisis. When it comes to the Snow Bunny crisis. When it comes to the Snow Bunny crisis, I'm tired of Terrell Owens. I don't know if Chad Ochocinco used that. I believe Childish Gambino expressed similar sentiments. And I hope I'm not misrepresenting any of those brothers. I didn't hear about Chad Ochocinco. That's what you're telling me now. I don't know about Chad saying this. But Terrell Owens has said this. Childish Gambino has said this. Tons of other Black men, be they professional, celebrity, or just everyday, hardworking Black men, many Black men have argued the reason that they are bunny hopping. Many Black men have argued the reason that they are bunny hopping. I don't know if Shannon Sharp would be included in that. I don't know if Shannon.
Yep, he is.
Said that he didn't get attention from Black women younger in life or not. I don't know. That's what you guys are posting now. But no matter who said it, no matter who said it, no matter when they said it, no matter where they said it, I want any Black man who wants to use the excuse that the reason you're dating Black white women now, the reason you are bunny hopping, the reason you are bunny hopping in your 40s is because you got rejected by Black girls in your teenage years. That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, unfortunately, Dr. Ifatunde, it does. It does. Simply put it like this. They go off of that one Black girl, right? That one Black girl that they like. And she rejects them, right? And they get rejected by a girl. Oh, you too dark enough. You too ugly. You look like an African booty scratcher. I've been called worse. Yet I strive to be with a sister, dark, light, or other indifferent. But I ain't gonna lie, when I was in grade school, I was in first grade, my crush was with this one girl, I ain't gonna mention her name, half white, half Indian. She took a liking to me. I took a liking to her. I haven't seen her since. She's married to a Black man, I mean, with 3 kids. All right. How did I grow out of that? I grew out of that when I saw this girl named Stephanie. Oh, the chocolate on that woman right there. The chocolate on that woman right there. She make the sun shine bright. Breath smell like carnation milk.
That doesn't make any sense to me. So you're bunny hopping with white women in your 40s because you got turned down from sisters in your 20s. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. So you're telling me that you're suffering from post-traumatic rejection disorder. That's what you're telling me. To
Post-traumatic rejection disorder. Doll eyes. The Snow Bunnies doesn't force these black mandingos to fall in love or lust. Take accountability. That is correct, sir. Ma'am, that is correct. Forgive me, I'm drinking. Uh, what does Miss Nebraska say? Black went to the Supreme Court to get access. Yes, to white women, which is why. And this was way back before our time. Why? Why? That literally that does not make any type of sense. Mm. Let's just have a conversation, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link just in case anybody wants to come. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense because literally you have a whole nation full of sisters, full of them, and yet you could not find one. That's a lie. That is a freaking lie. What is wrong with our black people? I know he's broke and everything. He's not broke, but he's broke. I know he's broke and everything, but dang, haven't you learned from Mel Tucker? Haven't you learned from the Mel Tucker situation? Obviously not. It's like Quantum says all girls named Stephanie are son of what does that mean? Snob. Oh, snobs. I thought it was okay. You hate snob. Why do you hate? You shouldn't be hating on Stephanie's. I like Stephanie. She's a good friend of mine.
Hi,
What's going on?
in the panel.
Hey, how are you?
Hey everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm not going to be on here long because I'm getting off work, but if I see King Kong consciousness one more time talking about these snow bunnies, I'm going to go crazy. I can't. I cannot believe. Well, I'm not sharing his bed or anything, but it would be, in my opinion, far fetched not to believe he hasn't, as I mentioned earlier, hopped a couple himself. And I just wanted to say real quickly, I heard this conversation before many times. I'm sure many of you have. These snow bunnies aren't forcing black men to choose them. I think, well, it's been said that some black women are the least desired.
I've heard that too, but yet that doesn't make it an excuse for you to not be with your race just because you've had a real bad experience. That doesn't that makes no sense to me. I mean, of all the fish in the sea, you couldn't find one.
So
Absolutely.
it's not the case of, white women forcing black men to be with them or marry them. It's the case of a pathology. It's the case of, black men being told for a long time that white women were forbidden to them. And so, that's why black men went to the Supreme Court. What was it in the 60s? was in the
Yep.
60s to get access to be able
White
to
bunny.
legally marry and have children with white women in order not to be lynched, or killed by white men, right? So naturally, the human behavior, whenever you tell a human that what they can't have, what's the opposite reaction? They want it. And that was the case when it came to black men versus white women. So then it metaphors into a hatred thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Agree.
don't like
Agree.
I don't like my dark skin. Because we were told that it was ugly, it was monkey, it was everything negative associated to the black, skin, the darker it was negative. And so that's just a brainwash over the years, over the last 150 years of self-hatred. And now we're starting to see it more thanks to social media, thanks to technology. It's in our faces a lot more.
And
Yes,
did
and
you
what
know?
society says is beauty.
Right.
Did you know? And this is history too. Sorry, I'm eating some cabbage. And this is history also. Did you know that when back then when the slave master, the slave owner, left it to the black woman to breastfeed their child?
Yeah. The black woman
Yeah,
breastfed, and
yeah,
took care of a lot of their children.
yeah. But dig this. Did you know that when you breastfed, you had to breastfeed the opposite of their black babies, because if they were
Yeah.
caught breastfeeding the same breast as the white child, she was whipped. So, and oh, if you were caught being with a white woman, you got decapitated. Your genitals
Yeah.
got decapitated. And so years later, we all of a sudden forget. We want to forget those
And mind you,
particular times.
it's not years later. Mind you, this just
Excuse me,
happened.
I'm so sorry. You're right. Decades
This
later.
this this just happened what, a year ago in Miami.
What happened?
The young black guy in his early 20s that was in a relationship with the young white girl. The white girl murders him, gets away with murder. Remember that
Uh
story? His
huh.
family went on social media to try to get, help from the black community to get arrest this white girl. And the authorities were like, she didn't do nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
So, so this isn't million years ago when this happened. It's still happening.
Or how about the one white woman that went into the wrong apartment and blasted the black boy?
There's
Now,
another
if that
one.
was that's my bro. If that was my brother and you were on the stand, I'm pulling the freaking trigger. But instead, you want to give her a hug. Let's give her a hug. That's why I
It's still
say
happening.
this generation is weak. That's why I said, and I'm
It's
gonna say it
still
again.
happening. And then the young man that got murdered by the white chick in Miami, they digged up his Twitter account, and a couple of years ago he was tweeting how he hated black women. Black women are so ugly. Black women are so unattractive. That's why he loved white girls. And black Twitter was like, hey, black women are out of this. He already made his statement.
Mm, mm, mm,
And
huh?
his parents and his family was like, they were African. His parents are African, so he's technically African American, right? He was born here in America. And his parents and his brothers were like, don't do that to my brother. Don't, don't judge him for what he tweeted a couple of years ago. He was younger. But, they were like, nope, this is not our issue.
Nope. It's starting to become a real twin.
You said, remember Tyron Nichols? I didn't even see that one. What
Tyree
happened?
Nichols. Thank you, Doe
Tyron?
Eyes. That's
It's familiar. It's so familiar.
yeah.
The only one that I can ever, I had to look that up, but the only one I can faithfully remember, and it never will go away, is, excuse me, is uh dang, I had a brain freeze. Emmett Till. It will never go away. Emmett
But
Till will
how many Emmett Tills have we had within the last 3 years since COVID been going on?
plenty of them.
Thank you.
A little too much, if you ask me.
So what has changed in the last
Nothing.
50 years?
Well, they will say that we have grown successfully over the years. We got plenty of millionaires out there making money, and we got, we got a stamina, we got cars, we got clothes.
Oh, you mean black millionaires who can't do anything with their money, with their own money?
Ooh,
That's what you mean?
five cop. She said five cops deleted. Who?
Tyree Nichols.
Who's the boy that got shot 16 times?
It's so
There was a
many of
boy that
them.
got 16 times. Or can you remember the boy from in Atlanta that was around in an unbuilt neighborhood and
Well,
there was a
it
big
didn't
giant
happen
truck?
here. It didn't happen here in Atlanta. It's like an hour outside of Atlanta. I forgot the name of the town. But he
Uh-huh.
was, walking in the neighborhood, and then it was two older white guys
Two
that
older white
killed.
guys with a big ass truck
Yeah, that killed him.
chasing them and saying he was in the wrong neighborhood.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Bro.
a lot.
Yeah. Well, why
Forgot
do you
I
need
was.
a shotgun? Why do you need a shotgun? And Fox News is you know the reason why I'm starting to love Fox News now? Because they're consistent. They're consistent and very, very truthful about who they are. So I don't take I give them credit where credit is due. Unlike CNN, but you know what? I'm getting sick and tired of the excuses. And well, why can't he just be happy? He can be happy, but he's gonna be away from me. He's gonna be freaking away from me. But why you
so
gotta treat
so let me share with
he's
you.
my brother in the faith. But when it comes to family, oh, that white bitch can't even come to my funeral. Oh,
Let me
too
share.
much infiltrating.
Let me share with you. So I used to date a guy that used to play for the Dallas Cowboys. He now resides in Charlotte.
Good.
He now resides in Charlotte, North Carolina. And when I was dating him, he was telling me how calculated the NFL is, right? Mind you, I'm not a huge football fan. I didn't know anything about the NFL. But it really shocked me when he told me that when the owners have parties, and when they throw parties and they throw galas and
I think I know where you're going. Mm-hmm.
all kind of events that the players are mandated to attend, they are told verbally
Mm-hmm.
that they are not
Mm-hmm.
allowed to bring black women to these events.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
I was blown away. I was like, wow. And then my mind started going. So I'm like, oh, so this explains why the majority of these professional
Athlete.
players,
Mm-hmm.
athletes, always, have non-black women on their arms. That explains it. Now, this came from a NFL player. This is not no hearsay. This ain't no,
I've heard this before. I've heard this before. It's nothing new. And
Well, at the time, it was new for me because I had no clue. I had no idea.
how did it make you feel?
I was angry because I was like, wow, like, these Caucasoids are really being crafty on how to manipulate and
Mm-hmm.
control these Negroes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're now, because we're in a different day and age, they're using money. And they know now Negroes will do anything for that bag. So hey,
Shout out to
if
Colin Kaepernick.
if I'm getting signed a $3 million signing bill to come on your team, and you tell me to quit messing with black girls, hey, I'm in there. Snow bunnies it is.
So, what do you think if one were to? But wait a minute, they haven't treated. What? Wait a minute, because that couldn't be true because Russell Wilson is with Sierra, right? And she's an entertainer. So,
Right, but Russell Wilson is an exception though. We're talking about the majority.
ooh, so she has to be, you know, a Sierra type, like, well, not necessarily Sierra, like a Beyonce type, like black woman to be in the little clique. I get it. You can't be ghetto. You can't be from the ghetto. You can't be all these,
But even then, look at the negative comments that he gets from his black wife. Oh, she's the one that's, making him, not focus. Oh, she needs to go somewhere. Oh, it's all negative because
Mhm.
who his wife is.
if, if he's not
You-
careful, I'm telling you, he already got 3 kids. If he is
well,
not,
she's pregnant again, so it's number 4.
two of them are not from. Well, one is from
One is
Future.
not his.
Well, he's taking care of them. Shit, might as well.
Yeah, we're
So,
right.
mhm. So if he's not careful, watch the fuck out. There's
But
gonna be another statistic.
I always pay attention to the rhetoric. I always pay attention to, the underlining, comments and commentary about
Mhm.
the players who do have black wives versus the players who have non-black wives. That's his name, Ahmad Aubrey.
And he was
Thank
only
you,
what?
the doe eyes.
And he was only what, 18? That was a damn shame. That was me. Oh, good Lord Jesus.
Also, I have one more for you as well.
What's that?
So I have a cousin in Arizona. He is currently engaged to an African woman. I believe she's from Liberia or something. Don't quote me on that.
Mm-hmm.
But she shared with me a couple of years ago that the organization who brought her family over here, they were all refugees that who came to America. Of course, most of these organizations are white, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go over to Africa and they save the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the organization that brought them over here, on their way over here, they were told by these white people, do not associate yourselves with the African Americans. They're dangerous, they're ghetto, they're, this, they're that. Don't associate with them.
There's always going to be a majority of people who come from others overseas, anywhere from Africa, and when they come over here, the majority of them
they are promised, along with everybody else, a fortune of gold. How unfortunate, because not everybody, not everybody thinks that the United States is full of gold. They're most likely full of shit. But if you're that individual, or I mean, I'm sorry, if you're that group of people from, let's say, South Africa, Western Africa, whether it be Ghana, Senegal, all those type of countries, they come over here and they act tough in this, and that is, yeah, what's wrong with you? It's like, you need to go work. I'm like, who the hell do you think you are? I was like, wait a minute, aren't you the free the supposedly free African? Aren't you the supposedly free son of a bitch that wouldn't even pick us up from where you were? No, you sold us. You're the one that actually sold us. No, there's no such thing. Well, then shut up. I don't
Well,
mind.
well,
Listen, I don't mind. I don't mind anybody coming over here from African, Haiti, Jamaican, wherever you resign, because I have patients living downstairs towards near me right now, and we are cooler than a fan. We've known each other for 7 years. We've been around each other for 7 years. They keep to themselves. We keep to ourselves. Sometimes when they have barbecue, she sends me up a plate. She sends me up two plates, and she says, "Well, we would like for you to come down and share this because we gonna eat all this stuff." I was like, "Okay, cool." So
but here's my main point though. My main point is it doesn't just happen with the Africans refugees. It happens with Middle Easterns. I've heard Middle Easterners tell me the same thing that this young lady told me as well. They're told, these migrants, even that are over here now, before they come over here, they're told not to interact with Africans Americans. They're told how dangerous we are. They're told how, this, that, and the third we are. And so, this is what's being planted in these people's heads before they even get over here. So that lets you
how
know
the
right
hell they
there
gonna
that,
tell somebody that we don't mess with us, but you coming up to our country?
right. But that goes to show you how Caucasoids been playing that division game for a long time, and we fall into it. We still do.
Mm-hmm. Which is a sad you know situation. But
Oh yeah, doe eyes. I think he did. He sure did. He had a snow bunny before Sierra. Yep.
well, you do you know the situation with Ifatunde and that whole uh supposedly bunny? What was it? He was at a mall somewhere. Yeah, that's right. He was at a mall. Did you hear about that? I'm sure you heard about that one.
Can you put him on the screen? Cause I don't. I'm bad with names, but I'm better with faces.
I thought you can't see the screen.
No, you said if Tunde.
He calls himself Ifa
Oh, Umar is Utunde.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
he calls himself, yeah, that's what he calls himself now. So it's not Johnson anymore, it's Ifatunde.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But he was at the mall, I guess he was fixing his cell phone. Something was wrong with the cell phone, and he went to the mall and got some incense and some other stuff, and looked and realized it was some type. She didn't. It's she. They say that she wasn't white or anything, but I don't know who she was. But anyway, sooner than later than sooner, them pictures was snapped. They was just snapping pictures and alerting me. Oh my, with a snow bunny. Oh my, with a snow bunny. I'm like, I was like, I had to do some investigating, and sure enough, I was like, he ain't with no damn snow bunny. I even read the full catalog. He was there getting his cell phone fixed, dude. And he likes incense. He likes African, African product. And this lady happened to sell the shit. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. What up, brother?
What's
L
going
Mason.
on?
What's going on with you?
What's going on? How you doing to the young lady that's on the panel? How you doing?
Hello. I can't see your name. He don't have the names on.
Yeah,
For
that's
some
because
reason.
I gotta put the thing down.
No,
Um,
no,
Hello. What's your name, sir? Oh, okay, Mr. Nixon. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. I just came up for a second because I mean I ain't even supposed to be on YouTube. But anyway, I'm supposed to be on a break.
Nice
But
voice.
I appreciate it. But now I just want to say, we all play a part in our own dysfunction. All sides, right? And even with hearing about how they have propaganda for immigrants like Africans coming over here. Um, I'm from Jersey, so I've been around everybody. You know what I'm saying? I hung with Jamaicans. I dated 3 Liberians. You know what I'm saying? I know a whole lot of Nigerians that I'm real cool with. I mean, for a long time. So I know a lot of Africans, or just people overseas from different places. Period. And it goes both ways. Even on YouTube, there's a talk. There's a woman named Kat, and she's from Africa, and it was a Black American against Africans, and it was back and forth. And there's some Black Americans who have strong beliefs against Black people. They call them tethers, like they have a vitriol for people from overseas. So it goes both ways. So the propaganda, from what they show you, from what we used to see on TV, and even from situations like looking at Roots when we were young and getting angry, and come to find out that it was a lie. Alex Haley, he plagiarized it. He, a white man wrote that book, so it was false. That's why he died broke. He didn't get no royalties.
mhm.
So a lot of us have been lied to. But the thing is, what I don't like on this YouTube is, I hear all this talk about Black men say stuff about Black women, and you ain't this and you're not that, and I hear Black women say, "Oh, you conquered," and people saying, "Well, we're conquered. Where are you at? Oh, we're here because of you." All that. I ain't trying to cuss, but it's really stupid because
yeah,
regardless, we're still where we're at regardless. And when I hear, "Oh, Black women, we weren't allowed to have a bank account," or "Black men, you didn't do this and you didn't fight for this," and I'm like, who is the we? Because by my calculation, ain't none of us, well, none of us even born. We inherited all that. The things that we did do or the things that they didn't do. None of us here did any of that. We weren't here. So we just both sides trying to trigger each other for the things that have happened in history, and in the you know I would say, incorrect, but we didn't properly transition. Martin Luther King knew that we didn't have equal resources toward us, and he knew that yes, we were integrating into a burning building. We actually had more businesses. We actually had more when we were segregated. So the thing is, we're now passing on along with the generational curses. We're on these YouTube streets triggering each other,
mhm,
because one side feels some type of way, the other side feels some types of way. So we keep coming at each other, and in essence, then we start taking on situations and traumas that not even ours, and we're magnifying them. Like everybody wants to jump in the story of the father wasn't there, or Black women are doing this, or y'all haven't doing that, or the man left. And I would ask people on the panel, I would ask women in your situations, how many men just left y'all? And majority of them would say, "Oh, well, the relationship didn't work." So in y'all situation, the man didn't leave y'all. So I'm trying to look for some real life data, or are y'all taking on other people's situations? You'll talk to a 19-year-old woman, and she'll tell you all this trauma about dating, and then you'll ask her how many serious relationships she's been in. She'll tell you two. Then how can you have all this trauma? Well, I mean, I heard, yeah, you heard other people's stuff, and you're taking none of our trauma has to be someone else. My dad used to always tell me, I can try to stop you from making certain decisions, but there's certain decisions you're going to make on your own. But look at other people. Look at the mistakes they made. You don't have to repeat that. All you have to do is watch what they're doing and do the opposite. So we're on these YouTube streets taking on so much trauma, wanting to be angry because we just want a trauma bond. So the other day, I think it was 2 days ago, I made a post. It was from a HBCU college. I don't know which college it was, but let me ask y'all: as far as black colleges, who would you think would be more in attendance at those colleges? Black women or black men?
I would say the majority would be black women.
Okay, cool. So it was in a big hallway, or I forgot what it was, but it was in a big assembly, right?
Hmm.
You could see somebody filming from the top. So all the way on this floor, all the way on the floor below, and all the way on the main floor. A lot of college students, and they were singing a song. It was a rap song. It had a couple of N words in it, but they were all singing, doing what young college kids do.
Hmm.
So I posted that video, and then I posted 9 screenshots of the chat. And then I did a part two, and I posted like 4 or 5 more. In the comments, it had emojis of monkeys. It had a hope the building collapse. It smelled like oil sheen and coconuts. The
Hmm.
graduation percentage must be zero point 0.7. I mean, so many horrible comments. I even seen a few ignorant comments by black men and black women, but in a black IG account for HBCUs, majority of those comments came from white people. And not one time did I see them separate. Now, mind you, while we having these conversations about who did what and back and forth, and then we talking about the other man's ice is cold, not one time did I see any racist person in that comment separate black men from black women. They made comments about us as a group. So I'll be trying to figure out why people think they're going to magically separate themselves as we're triggering each other. We're not magically going nowhere in droves to go to any other side. They don't want us there. It's
No.
not happening. So when you're in these YouTube streets or when you're outside and you're taking on conversations that you will barely even talk about in your offline, just simply don't mess with those men. Don't mess with those kind of women. That's simply it. But don't take on this whole thing and woe is me. And listen, like he said, it only takes one, and you have to be the type of man or type of woman that know in your mind to do the type of things you need. If it's changing your lifestyle, changing your weight, eating right, going to different places. But you got to have enough power in you if you believe in yourself to know that you can get just one, and all that other stuff is nonsense. If you go to a job and somebody's racist or somebody's prejudiced, then that's simply just not the job for you. If you talk to a guy and he's talking about your skin tone or your hair and all that, he's just not the guy to you. But just to think that all guys are like that or all women are like that, we got to stop. We got to stop with that mindset. That's all I got.
But
Yeah,
haven't
oh,
you
go
ever
ahead.
noticed? Haven't you ever noticed that in these certain situations where the it's starting to feel like the majority of black men, or excuse me, black women are starting to marry these white uh corporate guys or actors or whatever, and year or two later they start divorcing them. I'm just waiting for what's the tennis player's name? um Serena.
Serena Williams.
I'm just waiting for Serena to fall. I mean, I don't want her to get a divorce. Then again, I do. But even so, I don't want nothing to happen to the baby.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. I don't want nothing to happen to the baby. But you're trying to again, you're trying to tell me, out of all the things that we went through in life, out of all the things we have strived to do as one race of people, trying to escape, and there was little to nowhere to escape. You're going up the coastal river of North Michigan. and there's nothing but the Klan there. Literally nothing but the Klan. And now all of a sudden you have the litigated gall to go to the Supreme Court and ask them to give them a license to be with somebody who hates your freaking guts, and to
Right.
think that everything is okay. Now, as far as the rallying thing, we've all had prep rallies,
Right.
senior from freshman, sophomore, juniors to seniors. I don't care where I was. I was always sitting on the freshman side with a friend of mine, and literally, I understand that point, but it's unfortunate that we had, like, a majority of everybody there, black, white, and otherwise, Indian, otherwise.
Right.
But I can see you can't expect to have a whole all black school with nothing but 85% of the majority of black kids and expect a good result. It's not going to happen. Why you think Deion Sanders left? It wasn't just because of the money. It wasn't just because of the money. I don't believe in that. It's because of the situation. It's because of such situations that had happened. Then he finally figured out how this school was getting completely screwed.
Oh, of course they do. They get money, but the money doesn't always go to where it's supposed to be. And I know
Right.
several people in the school system that'll tell you that. So I mean, that's been going on for the beginning of time. We're far behind on the quality of books, and hell, even things like Black Wall Street. Like, how many high schools across America even were taught that? Seven. I mean, like, we got to understand. I hate the fact that we'll have these talks back and forth about gender, and as soon as somebody start bringing in the historical events that took place, they want to dismiss it like that didn't have a fact or still doesn't have a effect. And then I see them in another comment, and they want to bring it in. I'm like, y'all convenient. Like, we gotta stop doing that. We still have psychological effects that have been passed down, and we still working on it. But when I hear people act like that's a thing in the past, like racism a thing in the past, like it doesn't affect us. So you mean to tell me,
Racism doesn't exist anymore.
yeah? So you mean to tell me, because racism is considered hate, right? So y'all mean to tell me hate is erased? That's a system that's just like you have certain traditions passed down. Like, listen, you know, people wear hoods for a reason. You got Masons, you got a lot of traditions. They were never meant to die. They just be passed on. So for black people to act like, because we have problems with each other, we're acting like these things don't exist. Like, we're not trying to, it's not for us to be a victim. But when you go in a room full of people, it's wrong to tell us that we can be so relaxed that we can go in that room and we can just have conversations with people like everything is going to be okay. No, you can be in that room and you can still be in attendance, but we still got to be watching who comes in that door. We never get that luxury. We have to. That's just nothing. We're not going to be able to stop doing. That's period. But
That's
coming
why I
at each
stopped going to Fight Club. That's why I
And
stopped
they
going.
don't wear white hoods anymore. Now they wear
exactly.
badges and blue uniforms. So
Well, I mean,
Oh,
that's
they
actually
wore them back then
and
too.
carry briefcases.
Yeah, they wore them
hmm.
And
back then too. Yeah, you're
but
right.
this is the reason why I stopped. Well, the only reason why I went up to Fight Club in the first place is because they always have this brother's name in their mouths, and they want to work. Well, where's the money going? And is he going to do this? And is he going to do that? I was like, well, wait a minute. I shouldn't have to be the one to come up to you and explain you anything, because it's not like you're going to be you guys are irrelevant anyway. You don't if it were Jesse, no, not Jesse Jackson. If it were somebody like, I don't know, let's go for a Hollywood figure. Let's just say Andrew Dice Clay. If Andrew Dice Clay were to open up a black school, would you support him? Absolutely, you would support him. You know why? Because he's rich. You wouldn't support Ifatunde. because number one, he tells you what it is and what it's hitting for. No, no lace fronts, no eyeliner, no nothing but your natural cells, your natural being, because for so long you were being treated like three-fifths of the human being that you still are to this day. And as
Right.
far as race is concerned, oh, race is not it shouldn't be an issue no more. Nobody calls us the N-word no more. That's because they necessarily don't have to.
Right. Correct.
Well,
Be-
race shouldn't be an issue, but unfortunately, our
just because you don't
American
see it, it doesn't
government
mean it's not there.
makes it an issue. They continue to make it a black and white issue. That's the country that we live in.
Now
You know,
that is correct. You go to certain posts and you read long enough, and it'll turn into a
thank
racist or
you.
black and white thing.
Thank you. But
Yeah.
but 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 don't be. But when you get that knock on when you get that knock on your door, your mental door, when they tell you, "Oh, we have to let you go because you are wearing the improper socks." But whatchamacallit just came in with blue socks. Oh, it doesn't matter. Get the hell out of there. It doesn't matter because we're in a right to work state. They have the right not to serve you. They have the right to fire you for wearing red hair. They have a right to fire you um simply because you looked at them the wrong way
But
because of the
you know what really shocked me was a lot of the biracial people on TikTok that are coming out telling their stories of how, it was so traumatic being raised by a white woman.
But you know what? You know what, Mr.
I'm
Brass.
like, wow.
Here's the thing. Then you'll have some people, right? You'll have us in different categories, and we'll tell them like no one cares about your story, right? While getting mad that another person don't want to hear their story. Like we tend to do that a lot, even, and I see that a lot on YouTube, and it's the reason why I've been away, trying to figure out direction, and I see a lot of stuff I don't like, and I apologize to We-On-Loc the other day because I came on sounding kind of angry because I am quite frustrated with a lot of stuff that just you know slips through the crack on YouTube, right? These conversations are so crazy. I listen to people say who isn't allowed to talk, right? They'll say married people aren't allowed to have conversations about regular topics that just happen to happen in single relationships. Well, it depends on what those topics are. It could be arguments, it could be whatever, it could be a component that still takes place in a marriage, right? It could be dating, like married people still date each other. And they tell married people that they can't talk, you've been out of the game for a while. But then wait a minute, you're talking about child support. And I'm like, well, three of y'all up there don't have kids. So, okay, then let's just say they can't talk. So now they're out of that conversation. And then I'm like, hold on. We're talking about relationships. So only the single people can talk. But what if I say, wait a minute? So y'all single. When was the last time y'all had a long lasting relationship? Matter of fact, no. I only want to hear from people who's been in a successful 10-year relationship. Because if you're not in a 10-year successful relationship, then y'all single people don't know nothing about relationships. Why y'all even talking? And
and
we
how
they
hard
do.
and how hard is it? And how hard is it, L Nix, to be in a 10-year relationship? How hard is it?
I mean, it all depends, but you have to be equally yoked with that person. So my thing is, did you get the right foundation that you know how to pick that? I mean, my cousin had two successful parents that were in a long marriage, right? So they thought that she would emulate that just by looking at them, but they never sat down, they never talked to her. So here she is, successful in her own right, you know, uh, she's struggling because even though she had that in her house, she didn't have the talk, she didn't have the actual guidance. So she's struggling. So it happens to a lot of us, and it's not a one size fit all answer. But that's kind of like what we do. We hear stuff and then we want to give what the answer is. And a lot of this stuff is more complicated. You have to know more context. And a lot of us are struggling even in the relationship talk because, I always hear the same topics over YouTube. Here I am writing down, well, damn, they could have flipped it and said this. I hear so many people talk about mental health. I'm like, what about secondary traumatic stress? What about caregivers burnout? Yeah, they never talk about what the caregivers go through. It's always the same concept because they've seen somebody else do it, so they'll do it. But it's always going to be rough for some people if they never had that because number one, are you even educated on what mental health is? Because some people don't even know they have a diagnosis. So what Jimmy did, it may be because of something else. So you broke up with him thinking he was acting this way, and you talked to him 5 years later, and he said, "Hey, I was going through this and I didn't know it." So it's a lot of things about other people, but do you know enough about yourself, or are you educated about certain things to be able to like, okay, that may be this, that may be that. A lot of us aren't. What I mean? We still trying to figure it out at this age. So some
Well,
people
see,
actually
Mr.
bump into
Mr.
somebody.
Nixon,
Right,
I think you said the key word. You said, a lot of them don't know themselves, and I
right,
think
right,
that's the core of the issue. A lot of people are walking around unaware of who they are, one,
right.
and then two, they don't know thyself. So, I mean, that can spiral into a huge, nasty disaster, if that cycle continues. I mean, you have 50, 60 year olds who are still saying that they don't know who they are.
Right. You know why? Because they never made a connection in how their childhood affects their decisions to pick relationships. And trust me, that had a large part to do with my choices and the issues I had in my relationships because I didn't know how that correlated. And then I had a very good therapist who told me how he broke it down to me. All right. And now all of a sudden it makes sense. So, and here I am, damn, I'm right at 42. I'm in my early 40s, like, damn. So now I'm trying to study human behavior. I'm trying to study all this shit. And I'm like, I wish I knew this before. So my thing is, and so I have to take accountability for my stuff. I don't have a problem with that because it's going to benefit me. But at the same time, a lot of us get on there. We just want to point the finger of how everybody's so bad. I can say We-On-Loc. You've been in 5 relationships, right? You are the common denominator. They didn't work. But then I'll turn around and ask that person, well, you single. What happened to your last 5 relationships? Well, because this and it. Okay, well, then I can say you were the common denominator in your situation. Like we always play in each other's traumas and, it's always everybody else but us.
Well, see,
We
I don't do the gender war thing on these black YouTube
It
streets.
ain't
We
no
we
damn
on like I
gender
already
war.
know.
That's good. That's
I don't
good.
participate on the panels because to me it's they're all talking out of their necks, and when I enter their streams, I can automatically sense and can tell that nobody opens a book and read.
So let me ask you a question.
Everybody is talking out of emotions. Everybody is talking out of opinions, and nobody is talking about facts.
So let me ask you a question. When you see that stuff, do you hop on the panel?
No, sir. I don't even. That's not
That's
even
smart.
on my radar. I don't
That's
waste
smart
my.
because
I don't waste my time. That would deplete all my brain cells. I don't have time to argue with idiots and ignorant people who don't read.
that, that's smart because it always baffles me why women would know the environment, jump on the panel, and then ask random men up there to protect them so that they can come back again and start the process again. I'm like, I don't see why you would volunteer to put yourself in a situation and expect that environment of men to protect you. That's don't make sense. Like if you want to protect yourself initially, you don't put yourself around places that don't respect you. That's very simple.
Very
I mean,
simple indeed.
right?
But Aaron, God bless him. I, he's one of the biggest coons I could ever interact with.
Who?
You know,
Who?
Aaron O. That's what he controls Fight Club most of the time, but we all know who
Yeah.
actually created Fight Club.
I need to keep brothers like him around because at least he's honest. He's honest and very, very young and very, very civil. So when I talk to him, I want people like that to be honest with me, not like all these other old 40-year-olds that, swing from house to house to from white girl to white girl to Russian girl to this and that and call every black woman in America hair hat hooligans. So with that being said, it's yeah, you had to wonder, when are you ever going to break free of this individualism stuff? The average black man in America doesn't make but considerably what? Give or take, let's just go $45,000 a year. Is that accurate? Like 49, 40, 49, fifty
I
thousand
would
dollars
say
a year?
50, the
50,
average.
Yeah, they're
average
saying
fifty
it's
thousand
higher,
dollars.
but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit higher. But let's just keep it at 50. Where in where in your mental crawl are you ever going to stop to think that when all these other people come over here from overseas, because there's still a war going on, if anyone of us notice, there's still a war going on. And due to that war, you're having people sneaking over here to the United States of America and still hopping all over you to get the jobs, to get credit, to get grants. And we are still responsible for the 1.5% of wealth in this country simply because we don't want to support our brethren. But now you want to argue with, you want to be in control of something. Well, what do you want to be control of? You want to be control of land? No. Do you want to be control of property? You want to be control of money? No, no, no. What are you going to be control of? Black women, because we should be in control of the weaker sex. I'm like, what does that give you? Access to sex while everybody else is getting wealthy over you.
Um, I mean, that's the issue we putting. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not gonna say, well, sex is an issue because some people may say, well, in their situation it may be, but I mean, we in 2023. I mean, I ain't going there, but there's an app for anything. I mean, people can order anything off a computer. I mean, they got different sites. If you're into certain things, they have a site for that, and you can find your own group. Hell, even little people can find other little people. So, I mean, and that's the
Listen, I can't let you get away with that. You know why? Here's why.
why is that?
Because in every single app that they look up, they should look up uh websites where people are losing their limbs. You should see
I mean, yeah, they got all that
everywhere you
sites.
go, you see a one-legged woman. Everywhere you go, you see a one-armed man. Everywhere you go, you see somebody with diabetes. Everywhere you go, you see somebody with I don't know, AIDS, HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, those type of diseases, but people don't care. And that comes from the majority of people who watch the wrong type of things, but you want to emulate those things. And wondering why when you go to the doctors, you have feces in your throat.
Is it my connection bad?
No, I can hear you. You know where that feces comes from? Oral sex. Why does every black man not every black man, but why does a majority of black men in America like oral sex all of a sudden? Oh, you're bad, man. Yeah, you're real bad. Miss Nebraska, can you answer that question? Have you ever had a brother treat
Well, I I will take a page out of how do you say her name?
sexy
Shadi
red?
Ali,
Shiraz Ali.
Sharaza
Oh,
Ali. I'm gonna take a page out of her book, and what she said was a lot of the sexual acts that we now participate in were taught to us by the Caucasoid. So maybe that might answer your question.
and why does Priscilla hate this woman so much? But never mind, never mind. But
Yeah, yeah, we don't want to go there. I wouldn't go there. I have an issue with the
I know you do.
these people on YouTube and these Godfathers and listen, you can take good points from everybody, but I mean I've been saying for a while, majority of the population have a follower's mindset, which is
Of
very dangerous,
course, heck
especially
yeah.
for YouTube. I mean you have to question certain things. Listen, if you have a spiritual background or religion, I don't even know why half of the people would be in these conversations because some of the people y'all follow on YouTube go against everything that you claim you believe in while you sit in fellowship with, and then you turn on YouTube and you listen to some of the stuff. I mean, that should be convicting your whole spirit. Has
But
nothing to do
Mr.
with
Nick,
what you're learning.
it goes back to what I said earlier. They don't read.
Well, they should be reading because a lot of stuff that I see, I'll just be like, well, I'm looking in the
You
chat.
got
I'm
a
like,
lot of westernized Christians who don't read their Bibles.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but at the same time, even if that's the case, and then common sense has to come in. But I can say that, but when you have people who are hurt and they're looking for someone to amplify their pain, they're looking for cheerleaders, right? So you'll have followers that have been in your chat for 5 years, and none of them have done anything, right? Until when somebody else new come along, guess what they do? They hop on to the next person. So I'm like, where are the success stories? You've been following these people for years, and all you've gained is being more angry. Your life hasn't changed. I mean, these some of these guys talk about these women, but still complain about them and can't show you one. Some of these women talk about they dating out and black man this, but yet number one, you always in their chats, and number two, I hear nothing but black babies in the background. Like, let's stop this nonsense. Y'all gonna be here the next 5 years in the same chats talking about y'all getting away from each other, but you show up around the men show up around the women, y'all in co-ed spaces claiming y'all don't like each other. That's craziness.
And speaking of child and children in the background, there are only two individuals that I can say that act in idiocy. That would be Priscilla, and that would be Jay Prince. Now, not Jay Prince. Priscilla's doing it, but Jay Prince is the most dumbest nigga if I ever seen or heard from it on the planet. And he's doing this on sheer purpose of being liked. I don't give a damn about being liked by anybody. If you roll with me, you roll with me. If not, then get from around me, right? But you're going on this internet trying to be liked by everybody. Just simply put, just because you are around these top tier people on the internet, but you have the nerve, the audacity to put your kids, or we have to hear your babies crying. Ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. Especially, and you don't have the courage of your conviction to teach your children ABCs properly. You trying to show the whole world that you know your ABCs, or you're trying to teach your children ABCs and you can't even correct and you can't even cite a source correctly. You can't even. I asked this person numerous of times, "Where is your father?" And he got extremely upset at me. I said, "Where is your father?" Because ain't nobody in the world with that much common sense for you to be acting this way. You really need your ass whooped. But then he gonna switch. And another thing, how is it that you're gonna act pro-black, but black bitches ain't shit? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, when something like that comes out of somebody's mouth, I mean, obviously he doesn't read.
See, this is
Yeah.
this, but real quick, this is the reason why I'm so glad that Nixon and his girl, I ain't gonna mention her name, are away from YouTube.
Oh
They
yeah.
are away, and rightfully so, because it's just the same. You're not even missing anything. It's the same old, same old.
I'll be doing uploads. That's pretty much where I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you can. That's what you have to do. But here, I believe I have a duty to smack people upside the head with not only knowledge but the actual truth, because there are people who have fought and died to put the truth out there, and
But
one
you know
of
what?
them.
My bad. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, one of them you really don't, you think is a fraud, and this person has led thousands and thousands of African slaves to victory, but you believe that she's a fraud. I'm starting to see the forest from the trees right now. It's like you really don't care about yourself, and it's going to, and we're starting to separate ourselves from certain generations. Certain generations I don't even mess with, because
So
because of
which
the
generation
school,
don't you
because of
mess
the
with?
school, because of
Oh,
the school, because of, I'm going to tell you, because of the schools, because of the education that they've been granted, and ain't much education behind all it. Because real education starts with, I would say, these specific subjects: math, civics, science. Math, civics, science. You rarely get anybody that studies civics. You
so you referring to
rarely,
like the baby boomer generation or what?
the what did I say it was Gen Z, and then there was the millennials. What do you call them?
The millennials and Generation Z.
The, the millennials, whoever. These young motherfuckers that can't even read.
Okay, so you talking about the younger
I'm
millennials? Because
I'm
I'm
Gen
an
I'm
older
Gen X.
millennial.
I'm Gen X, so I'm from 1960 some 68 to 1980. So
Okay, so
I'm
I'm
in
an
that.
older millennial. So you referring to like Generation Z,
No,
which is like
generate
your early 20s,
early early 20s, 18 year olds.
1990 and up. And
Uh-huh.
okay.
hmm
But they're,
hmm
I mean, they're smart. They just don't have the survival skills that we had.
They're smart, and they got the answer, but they don't know what to do. They really don't know what to do, and that's why they dissect and they try to question everything. And I'm trying to tell you, that's literally just giving. We're just literally giving out information.
Yeah.
Because
I
Google's
hear.
our best friend. Google's our best friend. Was like, did you know, or who owns Google? Who owns Google? They can literally just tell you anything, right?
Right.
That's why they have us. That's why they have a library, and they have that thing called a thesaurus, or a actual dictionary. Hmm. This thing they called a book. You can actually pick it up and read it. But
Yeah.
we're so damn controlled by AI. That's why we look down at our phones all the
Oh yeah.
time.
Yeah. Computers. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a cloud
Computers
server
is
administrator.
so taking over the world.
You
But
you
did you
can't
know
even
that
buy
a
software.
brother?
You have to rent it. I mean, everything is dependent upon some type of cloud server application where you got to trust your data. Music software, whatever software you use, and you used to buy it and download it and get updates.
Correct.
Now when you buy it, there's an annual billing fee. You don't even
Mhm.
own the software that that you
Yep.
get nowadays.
Ooh.
That's where we're going. and it's
Oh, and
it's
they can
becoming so dependent
identify
that
you too when you get pull you over. You know that, right?
right. We're becoming so dependent on stuff that if we go off the map without it, we're gonna be lost. People are gonna have hard times even trying to
People
advertise
will
or
have
reach out to their clients.
anxiety.
Right, right, right. But you know what though about the generations? I've seen a lot of panels where they had ageism conversations, and sometimes I just get in there and I'll say what I gotta say and get out of there because I see some panels where there's young people and the older people that's on there shouldn't be on there. Um, because sometimes it depends on what they're doing. It causes a lot of tension. Like these young guys, they have all type of ideas how they're going to change stuff, how they're going to do stuff better than we did because you know Gen X didn't do this, and we're still trying to figure it out. So why should they follow us? And then the baby boomers, and but they actually sound like we did about the baby boomers, and the baby boomers sounded like we did to their previous. Every generation says they're going to change something, but I hate to tell y'all that no matter where you look, no matter what you practice, it was not written that times are going to get better. And I mean,
Mm.
I hate to, I hate to put that on people, but now your individual lives, can you get better as far as your family and stuff like that? Yeah, but the world is not getting better, and some of this stuff that we experiencing now, pandemics and all that, that's just a test. Like we're heading toward crazier times. So I mean, if people would just understand, like we're wasting time on this place. We're wasting time on this app. We're wasting time on a lot of things. So, like even YouTube, like We-On-Loc, his contribution here is different. Your contribution may be different, and mine may be different. I'm trying to do like less hands-on approach, but I have comments about certain things or maybe certain people, but I try not to bring them online because next week I might see something that I'm like, okay, well, I misjudged, or I'm trying to see how things work out. So I never make any opinions about people online because number one, I had a conversation with a young man on here. I'm not going to say his name, but we went back and forth, right? And he's younger and he's in his young 30s, and we had a conversation, and I did something that I see a lot of people doing, especially men. I said he was acting feminine and all that type of stuff. So we were going back and forth, and he came to an understanding. He said, "Okay, now I understand how you feel." And I said, "Okay, I can see things from your point too, right?" So now we come to an understanding. I'm a little older than him, so now we're bridging the gap. But one thing he said to me, he said, if men, especially older men, have a problem with women emasculating them, then why do you guys turn around and do the same thing and say the same thing to us? And he
Mm.
was right. And he was right. So now I talked to that brother. So my thing is, there was another young lady who did a stream not too long ago, and she started talking about the behavior of older people. And I had to reach out to that person and tell them thank you. My thing is this: as a person who's 48, yeah, have I made mistakes? Yeah, I made mistakes. But being on this app, there's a lot of young people on this app. I can't speak for everybody else, but regardless of whether I like it or not, like I have to watch my behavior and how I behave on here because younger people are watching. And for myself, like I said, I can't talk about nobody else. Like I owe them better than that. And I have a 5-year old and I have a 23-year-old. So no matter what, I need to figure out or whatever in my whole process, I can't drag my feet on this because like a lot of us we're behind. And these young people they're trying to figure it out. So the best thing we can do is try to figure it out and give our experiences. We may have failed at stuff, but whatever is worked, we can pass that on. Whatever we did that didn't work, we can pass that on. We don't have to be perfect in front of them and say we did this. We can be honest. So like I said, everybody have a different route on here, but I just it's hard for me to want to come on here and talk bad about black men. Not excusing them. I'm not excusing myself, but I'd rather find a way to like let's sit and build and let's see what we can do better. How I can learn from you, you can learn from me. But as far as coming on here and talk about black men, I mean, you have some women who have issues with black men. They already doing that. I'm not going to appear like I'm helping them out. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk about black women either. But I'm just not going to come in here and bash black men. Like I'd rather build with you. And
Is
if I
that
and if I
considered
can't,
bashing?
no, no,
Is
I'm
that
saying
considered
everybody had
bashing, or is
every
that
no your role or somebody else's role is different. You know what I'm saying? Like we need a diversity of different things because different people can reach different audiences, right? And like say they can listen to you and then they can come to me. Like it could be a balance. But everybody
Mhm.
can't be the same. We need a diversity of things. So it's not a right or wrong.
Okay?
I'm just saying we need a diversity of things because people will go to stream depending on what they're talking about, but they like to have a variety. So
I
yeah,
get you. I got
yeah,
you. I got you. I got you. I mean, I guess. I mean, you can tell them, that there's always a way for for a better tomorrow, and I can tell them they're a bunch of rabbit ass looking fools coming up on the internet, acting you know all sedity when actual fact you're losing by a percentage. And not only you're losing by a percentage, you're losing by a very large gap. So by the
right.
time that the new millennials figure it out, we'll still be
What you mean,
200
new
years behind.
millennials?
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry that you're in that category. I'm so sorry. I
He
should have
keeps trying.
I should have said I should have said it like this. Some of yes, not all of yes.
He
Some of
say
you.
he keeps stepping on your toes, huh?
She is like, what you mean? No, I mean,
Cause I
truth
had
is
I
truth.
had a boss that was like, very discriminatory towards the millennials. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, it's like every meeting we had, oh, I can't stand millennials. Millennials are this, millennials. And I'm like,
Oh, I was
wait a
worse. I was way worse than that. And people on Fight Club couldn't stand me, which they still can't. Like, here come this old raggedy mother that gave Raw $200 to put her back on Fight Club. This raggedy mother. It's like, it is what it is. I had the money to do it, but at any rate, you you're 200 years behind. 200 years behind. Because by the time you catch up and being competitive, everybody's already in position to win. But you don't see that. We told you years ago. I was on a panel which we have given you the formulas to actually do this. We had a man who's retiring from a fish company, and Dr. Claude Anderson. And all he's just sitting there is collecting money and collecting thoughts and saying this generation failed. They literally failed. Chinatown is winning, Court Town, Hockey Town, Mexican Town, but there is no African Town. You want to be in a position to win or no? Because if you don't, go back to arguing the same thing that you've been arguing since 2019. And that's women ain't shit no more. Women ain't helpmeets no more. Well, then separate yourselves. Separate yourselves, figure it out, then come back. And I'm not talking about the married ones. I'm not talking about the ones who don't even pay attention to none of this stuff. I'm talking about the ones who are deep, deep into this YouTube thing. If you're deep in it and you're in the same Negro conversation, then I suggest you don't even involve yourselves. Just separate. I preach separation all the time. And I also preach to these crazy ass people who come up on live streams and say that the Klan should have been one of our greatest ideas. So we should adapt what the Klan did to black people. I go, what?
Well,
It's getting worse. So you know what I do? I do, Nixon. I say, okay, so you don't respect black women, and you say that we should be more like the Klan. So can I have you? Can I get your email address? He said, what do you want an email address for? So I want to send you this contract. I was like, what contract? I was like, the contract that says you should turn gay. Literally, you should just turn gay.
yeah, no comment. I am. You do what you want to do, but hey, teach his own.
No,
Teach
I'm
his
just
own.
saying, if you why Nixon, tell me if this makes sense. If you don't have respect to even let them have the conversation with you, why bring them up in the first place? Why? Why bring them up in the first place? I mean,
Right.
you have even the new ones that you see that you really don't even know, and they try talking to you, but you're steadily bashing them for a whole 30 minutes to an hour, and then you pay to get them kicked off for what?
Yeah. I mean, but you know what though? It's not wrong with preference, right? I mean, a man don't necessarily have to date a single mother. Hell, when I had my oldest son, he was with me for a while. I was a single father. Like, I didn't think that I was entitled to certain people because, if you had older kids or didn't have kids, I mean, you'd have to get on my program. And I know I had to market myself a lot more, so that wouldn't offend me. But you just don't have to. You can say that's your preference, but you don't have to spend a half an hour going down all these negative issues about. I mean, you don't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that makes it worse. I think people accept it more if they just say, "Hey, that's just not my thing. That my preference." Like I have more time to do this, and it's just not my thing. But I think sometimes we take things a little bit too far. So that's why I wanted to, give a shout out to Miss Nebraska for you know, recognizing certain situations. I mean, we can do that offline too, and
Yeah.
not. And if you have control, not put yourself around people that are not going to value you or respect you. I mean, so I applaud her for that. I mean, I wish more people would do that. You know what I'm saying? But we have this trauma bond to where a lot of us always seem to go to places, right, and claim we don't want to be there. When the truth is, it's all volunteer. You go actually where you want to be. I just wish people would be more honest. That's where you want to be. You like that negative stuff. You like the back and forth. You like it. Just say it's all entertainment and you love it. But the whole victim, they're doing this, they're doing that. You're there because you want to be there. Even if you're in the chat, don't get it wrong. Indirectly, the chat is part of the show. Like I don't care if you just show up. That's all energy that we're involving ourselves in on whatever. There's different levels. But if it's that type of negative environment, we all a part of it. I've been a part of it too. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But as far as like the back and forth between the gender war, I mean, both sides we do it, and I'm trying to figure out like, yes, we're gonna have issues in individual relationships. We're going to. I mean, women and women, all men and women from all backgrounds go through it. We speak different languages. We're always going to have those things, in our personal relationship, whether it's personal, whether it's friends, whether it's family members, it's going to happen. But a collective of people, I mean, let's be honest, like whatever I had in my personal relationships don't have nothing to do with me having issues with Miss Nebraska. I don't know her like that to put that stuff on her. In the situation as a man that I chose to be in, no matter what happened, good or bad, I chose to be in there and I may have chose to stay or chose to deal with whatever or have done whatever, right? It has nothing to do with her. So my thing is, as a man, a lot of things that I've been through, like some of my roughest times, that good advice and that support that I was getting when it comes to relationships or whatever, it came from black women. So it's no way, what I mean? I got aunts that I respect and I talk to a lot as far as family business and passing stuff down. And like, I grew up around that. So it's no way I could disrespect black women on the whole like that because if I'm doing that, then I'm disrespecting my friends and my family members, my aunts and all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I wish women would do the same thing. They always say, well, my dad and my brother. So you can name 5 good men in your life. So if 100 of y'all can name 5 good men in your life, how many men out there like, come on, man. Like,
Hmm.
so, it just, if you want to come back and you want to be right and you want to go back at men because they said something about women, well, I'm saying, I mean, I hear it now, this whole thing with the whole manosphere, right? Inside that algorithm, you got people saying, well, the manosphere has said this, the manosphere has said that. Okay, cool. But you spend over 5 years returning the same type of vitriol to men. That don't make you no better. Don't make you no better. And I always try to explain why you see men over here doing this. Just a reminder: there's a sector full of women doing a whole bunch of vitriol stuff to other women too.
Hmm.
So it happens on both sides. So we trying to pick a side, and I don't see this, but my side is right. No, because we all losing, and our kids is losing. So I mean,
Tell the truth.
like I said, the best thing like Mr. Braska is doing, you just don't even have to be involved in that conversation. Like those places or those chats that are boring, where they actually can have a co-ed space where men and women can be on the panel and respect each other. Why we don't never want to go there? We complain about all the dysfunction, but these streams are going on over there. We ain't over there.
We're used to crack.
I'm
We
just
used to
saying.
snorting. We used to snorting it. We used to putting it, shoving it in certain places we shouldn't be shoving into. We just love crack, man. That's all it is,
Right,
man. We just
right.
love crack.
We not well, none of us is perfect. So I don't want nobody, acting like they perfect or people claiming ain't none of us perfect. We're flawed humans. And this whole thing as far as like, things happen to you, nobody owned the whole market on being hurt. Men and women get hurt alike. You know what I'm saying? How we process it is different, how we normalize it is different. But the thing is we all get hurt alike. So
Hmm.
you know I mean, that's, listen, we we shouldn't be on here just trying to hurt each other just because, especially if we don't even know each other. I don't even know you and I'm just trying to make you cry, like, why? You know what I'm saying?
Well, look. Well, look. It's it's a small world,
Right.
and eventually we're
og
gonna knock it. We're
og
gonna knock it.
Patrice,
Shouts out to OG Patrice. We're gonna
much
eventually,
respect, much respect to her.
yeah, we're gonna eventually knock into each other at some point in time. I've knocked into plenty of YouTubers, and it was a special moment. You know. Shouts out to D Rail. I've seen him once and could have seen him again that one night, but it was just it was a busy time. So uh, I seen some Jamaican YouTubers here in Las Vegas, Nevada. They were going to a convention, and I saw one of my good friends, and it was awesome, man. I mean, if you find the time to hook up with your YouTube buddies for real, you can make a situation happen. You can develop something.
Right.
May not be a friendship, it just might be something else. But other than that, you can develop something. It's just to try to do that. And maybe when the two of you, three of you, four of you, five of you come up on the panel and actually have been with each other and can actually make sense of what you're speaking of, you can form something physically as far as forming a little small community. Just forming something that small. Start there. Just start there. It doesn't always have to be a negative content all the time. It doesn't always
Well,
have to
I
be negative
stream
content.
on Twitch. If you guys heard of Twitch TV,
Oh yeah.
um,
Twitch. Yeah.
I've, I have a podcast on Twitch, and I never had that issue of encountering the whole ordeal of the gender war thing that's on YouTube. But then again, Twitch is not like YouTube. It's more of a gamer app, so maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's why. But as far as my podcast is concerned, like I talk about all topics, but it's I definitely when I do have topics talking about relationships, I guess my audience that follow me, they're not like safe self haters or
That's good. That's good.
fuck this bitch or fuck that nigga. So I mean, I never ran into that issue, and I've been doing it for 3 years. But like I said, then again, YouTube is a bigger platform than Twitch as far as like podcasts and TV shows and stuff like that. So maybe I don't know.
I bet you be collecting all them cash apps, don't you? I think they be collecting all that
Not
money.
at all. Mm-mm.
You quit front. You the richest person on Twitch. I heard rumors about you.
Whatever.
Yeah, go to they go to rumors.
Now, speaking of topics, we need to get back on this Terrell Owens thing because this is hilarious. How the hell are you going to say, "Oh, when I was younger, they used to call me Darky"? Uh, they used to call me the same thing all the time, and I'm fair skinned.
Yeah.
So
I, my my take on that is, I mean, I really don't be getting mad and going into that type of stuff because like I don't really know people's trauma. You know what I mean? Like I know some of his stuff, but I mean, listen, with black women, as far as colorism, a lot of black women have been through some things when they were young, and you gotta figure out the neighborhood, the environment, and they may be missing context. A lot of people have been made to feel a certain type of way, right? So when we look at him and we say, oh well, because he was hated on by a few black people, he's dating white, and then we're coming at him, right? But you got to think about it, like think about the stuff that we do to each other as far as the way we dress. I mean, we gotta wear name brand. It's we do silly stuff like
been there, done that.
your orange don't match your other orange, or why you got on Adidas shit. Like we do the most stuff to each other. We tell black people who are raised in a mostly white neighborhood that they're not black enough, which is stupid. You're born black. We tell them that you don't act black. How can you act something you are? We tell people that you don't talk black. Like we tear each other down, and then we'll have an issue with a Candace Owens, but not understanding that sometimes you help create a Candace Owens, because when people don't feel wanted, they'll go where they're wanted, and it may be the other side. So we have to understand like people's trauma. Just because they haven't learned, or they haven't learned to value who they are, so they may make an ignorant statement like that's why I date white women or whatever. Like what type of love or mentorship did he get when it comes to that? And I'm not saying he's right by saying that, but some people's childhood trauma will push them in certain situations. And like when it comes to recruiting, whether you're terrorists, whether you're I don't care what group you are, whether you're on a college campus, the most loneliest and disenfranchised people is who people recruit, because they're looking for a place to belong.
Man, I used to have British Knights on my feet
Hey, they was once upon a time, you know what I mean? So hey,
once upon a time. But
yeah,
then but then everybody started wearing triple fat goose and cross color. You know how much cross colors were back then?
man, my eyes still hurting from all the colors I used to wear.
Oh, the pair of pants was like, Dad, I want a pair. It's like, how much are they? It's like $90. $90? It's like, you gonna do a paper route? I'm like,
My mom
I
was like, "You about to go to Paylist and get these LA gears and shut the hell up."
ah,
what about the kangaroos that had the zip up pouch? You could put money in it. Like, don't do me like that. Zips.
I no, I actually got worse. I wore ponies.
Hey, no, what you mean ponies? Was it, man? Listen, you couldn't tell my dad nothing, man, with them ponies. Matter of fact, they came back, man. They got some nice newer style ponies, man. I got a pair of cream ones in my closet. Don't hate, no.
Who the hell wears ponies again? I would like to congratulate them. Who's wearing ponies now?
Nah, they nah. I mean, you gotta think about it. Um, AI's his shoes came back. They even selling
I'll
Patrick
wear
Ewing shoes again.
I'll
And
wear
remember,
AIs and Penny Hardaway's.
but
I'll wear
here's
those.
a brand. Here's a brand that was like in the WalMarts that made a comeback. Champion. Remember that? Champion was
Yeah, I
around
remember.
for a while. It came back.
I
I
Yeah.
remember
don't,
the K Swisses, and you couldn't tell me nothing. I put on my all
right,
white
right,
Swisses. What?
right. But
What?
hey,
Oh,
I hope they don't bring back them soft toe Reeboks, man. Them things lean on the side like after 2 weeks,
uh,
like you scraping the ground.
well, what I heard from Walmart is they have not only Shaq's brand but Snoop's brand. So
Oh, okay, okay.
so
I like what Shaq did to that. For he could have went anywhere, but he wanted to make it affordable for the kids. So I respect that.
yeah, I like it. Yeah. So and Snoop doing the same thing, but you also got the LBGTQs clothing line there. So just be aware of that also. Just be aware
Hey,
of that.
listen, hey, they could do their thing. Like hey, that's what's
Just
up.
nah, you won't.
I would, I would. You
My
might see me
kids
wear a
over
shirt, but
there. My kids
I'm
over
just
there.
saying, hey, they could do their thing. I mean,
I guess
yeah,
if it don't
right,
bother you, it don't bother me.
right,
Just, just don't
yeah,
force me to wear that shit. That's
right.
all I'm saying. That's just it. All right. But
Hey, we can coexist. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got to disrespect each other or do whatever. You don't have to believe in everything everybody believe, but you know what I mean. Like we can let everybody exist. I mean, you think about it. Even if your beliefs is against that, once upon a time, man, they didn't even want black people having rights. So you know what I mean? Like it's kind of damn. It's kind of hypocritical for us to hate on people. Like you don't have to be against what somebody's doing, but to try to discriminate so they can't have type of rights to live the life that they want to live. And I mean, but yeah, it comes to a point where you have some struggle and compromise. It was the same way when with us with segregation. So that's the hard part when you really got to think about it. It's like, you know what I mean?
no,
But
if
Hey,
Boy
Queen
George can survive
Patrice.
all those years, what the hell?
there she goes. It's been a long time.
Good evening, El Nixon. I didn't even know there was something. You were up here until I heard your voice. I was like, is that El Nixon?
Yeah,
Where have you been?
I've been hiding. I'm still on hiding. I told We-On-Loc I'm gonna do some uploads. But I actually have another channel that I started. It's in a whole nother algorithm.
You have a channel? I didn't even know you had a channel. Did I used to come on your channel?
No. I used to be on other people's channel. Like I did a few streams, but I've been helping support a lot of people with videos and thumbnails and all types of editing. So that's kind of like I've been enjoying being in the background. It's been a lot
I,
peaceful.
okay, I want to make sure, but it's been a while since I've seen you and heard your voice. So it's so good to know that you're doing well. And Miss Queen of Nebraska, how are you?
Good. How are you, gorgeous?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. And what's going on? We online?
Same old, same old. Just surviving, survival of the fittest.
You good over there, my brother? You good? I was in your neck of the woods last weekend.
I know. It was crazy, wasn't it? It
Huh?
was
And
real crazy.
No. I mean there in Nevada, in Vegas.
Oh, why didn't you tell me?
I was busy actually. I was there for a private party, and then I actually was there when all the news came out about Keefe D getting arrested. So, and I know people from that camp over there. My phone was ringing off the hook, but I actually was there for a private party, so I kind of was kind of busy. So I kind of was in and out.
Mm.
so 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 while you here, OG, let me say this. I
Uh-huh.
was telling Miss Nebraska about making mistakes and doing certain things and even like in personal relationships or whatever, we're gonna go through our thing, but as a collective, when it
Mhm.
comes to women. For me, because I'm a male, right? As a
Right.
collective, the reasoning for not taking certain negative stances, I was telling her because I've received a lot of good advice from family members, and aunts and friends like that are female, right? And
Mhm.
it's just coincidence that there are a few women on YouTube that when I think about, I have some that reached out to me behind scenes when certain things was going on, and who talked to me, um, and I made certain promises. But there are a few people that I think about when it comes to that, and OG Patrice is one of them. You know what I mean? Always, it's just her presence, it's her respect that she gets when she comes around. So I think about women like that. It's not really hard when she is in her feminine, like she just it's her presence. She just gets that respect. So I think of women like that, and so that's my mindset. So I try not to argue with women or do certain things. I ain't saying I'm perfect, but it's women like OG Patrice that I have in mind when I think about that. So shout out to you.
That's nice.
Wow. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
That's so
I've gotten some real love from some real ones, on in these YouTube streets the last 3 years I've been on these platforms, and I really try to be an example and lead by example. And so to hear that, coming from young black males like yourself, We-On-Loc, that have gave me much love and respect, I really, really appreciate it. It makes me know that some of what I'm doing and saying is making an impact in a positive way. So much respect and thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I was telling her that I talked to a younger person, and like I yeah, I have bumped my head, a few things. I've been on YouTube 2020. I've been in some crazy sectors, but
Mhm.
so I decrease my presence because it is I have to make a better presence, so I have to be conscious of what I do because these young people are listening. So even though I have to have things that I still have to fix, I have to be mindful, how I carry myself,
Right.
whether I want to believe I'm a model or not. Just by age, younger people are looking. They're looking like, well, damn, if you can't get it right, how can I?
Exactly. I've met some younger generation that had just come up on a couple panels that I was on some channels, not knowing that they were listening in the bushes, and a couple of them came up here and there, and man, they were really going through some stuff, and they come up on the panel and they was like, yeah, I was just listening, I was surfing, and you guys was the only ones that was live talking positive and instilling, trying to instill things in the younger generation. So when I say the last 3 years I've been in this space, I have absolutely tried to set the tone to be that role model, because you never know who's listening. And I have a son and I have grandchildren, and one day they may be on here, and
Right,
they may, my son may see me or my grandchildren may see me, and I don't want them to say my mother or my nana was acting a plum fool, and doing this, doing that, and how am I going to set these type of examples, and I'm letting them see me act a fool and be disrespectful, towards my fellow man and woman, in any space, whether I met you personally, if I'm on a panel sharing conversation with you and we're being respectful and just having a conversation, I want to always be seen in a positive light in that way. So I look at it like that. And you never know what the future holds, because these things stay up here forever. I mean,
right,
they're gonna be up here a long time after we're gone. And like I have conversations say, you never know. What if somebody in your family may be running for office, or maybe, your child or your grandchild, they may one day go into politics, run for office. They go over your family like a fine tooth comb, and they find somewhere on YouTube where you've acted a fool, not realizing that you didn't set the tone for something to come back and hinder your child or your grandchild later in life, because something you done 10, 20, 30 years long after you gone
facts.
on the YouTube
Facts.
street. People don't think about that, and I do. And I have to look at that and say, this is the legacy no matter what. When nobody is looking, that's when it all comes down to your character. When nobody is looking, what are you doing? When nobody is paying attention.
Oh,
That's
you
how I
say
raised my child.
you,
I said, you could be this example in person. Do it when nobody's looking, because you never know who really is looking.
and that hits hard right there. The note when no one's looking. That I mean, that definitely hits hard. I mean, and you just made a an example because these are conversations. We can talk about solutions, but in no way is it replacement for therapy. But for those people who think that like nothing can come of this, it's just talking and no, although we can talk about solutions that we have to actually act, saying offline or put into place. Um, just by you saying what you're saying, right?
Hmm.
You come up here not even knowing that by you carrying yourself the way that you carry yourself and the words of wisdom or influence that you had on people, yeah, you had an effect on me. I mean, yeah, that's just easy. That's just how it works. This is just as easy as that. So us talking on panels when we think is a waste of time, we're trying to like provide some examples of how we could have did better and how you could do better, and we're giving some insight. It's not always a waste of time. Even if one or two of people are listening, and you might not, just because you might not hear them say, "Hey, you helped me," like she
Hmm.
said, people in the bushes, you never know who are listening. So it's never a waste of time if we're on here learning about ourselves every day. What I said last month, it could be different because now I've talked to some people and you helped me see things differently. I talked to a younger person. I'm like, you know what? You're right. So, if we're here and we're learning and we're trying to, what I'm saying, speak positivity in somebody's life, it's not all for nothing.
Absolutely. And that's how I raised my son, and that's how I've raised him to raise his. We could do a lot of things for accolades, for hoorahs and awards and this and that, and that's fine to be seen in light sometimes. But what are you doing when nobody is looking? I always say that. What are you doing when nobody is looking? See, because I know it's a difference in some people when they don't think nobody is looking. They be on one panel saying doing one thing, then they go on another panel and do a whole nother thing, and
Mhm.
they never know who's looking and who's watching. So that's
Right.
important.
You know what?
And it's
I don't.
also
Okay,
important.
go ahead.
Hold on. It's also important, Mrs. Patrice, that you let me know when you're coming to Las Vegas.
I will next time because it'll be more for pleasure and fun than just only business. But it was kind of business, so I will do that, sir, for sure. I actually miss there. I miss living there. I was there for 15 years. So I've only been in Arizona now for 2.5 years. So and I moved from Nevada to Arizona. So I
Jesus.
really miss it for sure.
All
I'm
right.
trying to make a trip there in a couple of months. Nevada to Vegas.
Oh yeah. It's fun. I enjoyed living there because I was in the entertainment too. So I enjoyed
Okay.
just living there and just being in that, just being in that limelight of the entertainment world. So
I'll
that
be
was
moving to Phoenix probably within the next year or so.
So
really.
you moving Nebraska to Phoenix? No, I'm just playing.
No,
I'm just messing with you.
I'm
You're gonna
currently
be
in
Mrs.
Atlanta.
Phoenix.
You in
So
Atlanta?
yeah, I moved here 9 years ago, and I do not like it.
I
Wait a minute. What's not to like about all them people that migrated there and all that traffic?
Atlanta
probably,
is hood Hollywood. I don't like it.
yeah, that's what I heard. And if you're not in the business there, I heard it's pretty rough. It can be pretty rough too, because there's so many. I almost moved there actually before I moved here. I actually considered moving to Atlanta because I was gonna get hooked up with some people that deeply into the stage plays and stuff, and I was trying to get close to Mr. Tyler Perry. But I changed my mind. I said, no, I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna go to Arizona and swear I could still be close to Vegas because I go to Vegas a lot. I
Man,
really
I was
do.
gonna be rooting for you. I was gonna be like, that's OG Patrice. I got
But you never know. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Be trying to holler at old Tyler Perry. But I got friends that live in Atlanta that has been there for 5, 7 years trying to get close to Tyler Perry. And
Oh
I'm
wow.
telling you, if you're going on auditions, if if you're not heavily connected with knowing somebody that's connected to him, it's hard. It's hard to get in there. So
Right.
I was like, nah, I ain't gonna go. If I, stay, I still get pretty decent gigs in Las Vegas. So just like I had this past weekend, so I said, nah, it's okay. If it's meant to be for me to be in Atlanta and end up one day meeting him, if it's in the cards, it's cool. If not, I'm gonna continue to do the local stuff that I do. I did three stage plays in Vegas, and I did one since I've been here in Arizona, and we did California. That's where I actually got to meet Brother Clarence in person because he actually came to the theater and saw me perform. So
Okay.
it was pretty cool.
You
Oh,
know,
that's what's up.
I tried the whole acting thing once when I first came here. Didn't actually
Mhm.
really work. I mean, they blue or was it blue screen or green screened you?
Green
I had
screen.
that. Yeah, I had that a couple of times, and I actually went to an actual sh- strip club, and I
Wait.
wanted to,
Well, audition?
no.
I was
In
just
the
with you.
in the under
Was he
in
auditioning
the
for a
certain
chipping?
no. Where they had me do some crazy acts or whatever for a low
Monologue.
budget,
Monologues.
yeah, monologues, whatever. Yeah. We sat
Mhm.
there for a whole 2 hours. And then finally, you know, we did some small auditions or whatever. And I still
Mhm.
have the picture to this very day. I just don't
Oh,
show anybody
oh,
because of how
cool.
pathetic I was.
You say hypothetical.
Trust me.
But we
So
on
you
Trust me.
lock.
know,
I'm
We
I
just
can
saying
actually
pathetic.
see you doing stand-up comedy.
Me?
Hmm.
Nah. Nah, it wouldn't work.
listen.
Like you
Listen.
never got open mic for comedy out there. It's pretty big out there.
Hey, we
If
on
I
lock. How long you been on YouTube?
Jesus, since 2010.
And you
Think
you're a
about
better
that.
you you're a better actor than you think, man. You've been on here all these live streams, and
I know, right?
you've been
Exactly.
acting like you like certain people. Yeah, we all good actors on YouTube. We be acting a fool, acting like we like people. We be
Part.
acting up. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
Well, y'all
Pretty
Right.
need
much.
to teach me that because I haven't mastered that.
Oh no,
What?
no, no, no! Don't master that.
No,
You
no.
fine. You fine where you at.
Now, somebody called me from Vegas yesterday and asked me would I come back there to cover the Keefe D Tupac trial. I'm
Oh
so
wow.
I'm considering thinking about it because I was like I know several content creators that live out there like We-On-Loc. I said why ain't none of y'all covering it? It'd be real big for y'all. Y'all just
Right,
go
right.
had a court date, just look it up. When they had a court date, and get you your cell phone or a camera, whatever, and see if you can get in the courtroom. If not, be outside the courtroom. And man, that'd be dope for your platform.
Look,
I'm just saying.
listen, I might have to fly out there.
I'm telling you, because with the guy that owns, he owns his own like traveling. He owns his own channel and traveling camera. He got the whole nine. He like real big, and he asked me to would I mind coming out there and cover it. And I told him, let me think about it because I know he had Keefe D had the preliminary hearing and the other day, and he got denied the bond. I don't know when is this next court date, but the guy is willing to like pay for everything for me to come out there to cover it.
Okay, yeah, that would be good.
Because listen, they talking about this trial may be, of course, it's going to be one of the biggest celebrity trials in Vegas, but they talking about it's possibly even being bigger than the O.J. Simpson trial, and I would want to be a part of that. I'm just saying, if I was already there, I'd be on that like a fat
Yeah,
rat.
I think so because of the conspiracies with both situations with Biggie and Pac. Oh yeah, it's Yeah,
Yeah,
it can be
they
real
do.
big.
And now that they saying allegedly Diddy might be involved, and all these
Right,
people
right.
stuff is
Law
coming.
enforcement.
Yeah, law enforcement, LA, Vegas, like it's I'm telling you, it's gonna be huge. I'm
Yeah, I
just
might have to come out there.
I'm at least to cover one or two other stories or whatever. But the guy that's offering to do all expenses for me to come out, I'm waiting on him to give me a little bit better deal with what he try to do it. Maybe I'll consider it because I still have to take off work for my day job to do it. I have to take like some PTO days because the court days usually be doing regular work hours. So it'd be great for somebody that's not working a day job. Right now, I'm working a day job. So I've been like, man, I have to take some of my PTO days on those court days to go out there, which I could do it, but he got to make it worth my while for
There
me
you
to
go.
take my PTO day. You know what I'm saying? I know he's talking about all expense paid plus hotel and meals. That's cool. But like, I'm still taking a day off work. So,
Well,
Man,
listen,
I was thinking about going ahead and covering some old stuff about the white guy that shot down 32 people when they had that um not rock concert but hillbilly concert,
oh,
and he
out
was at
there,
at
that
the
country,
Mandalay Bay. Yeah,
yeah, that country concert.
yeah,
Yeah,
and he
right.
shut down and then he ended up shooting himself.
These
yeah.
people.
But I'm telling you, this Pac trial, it is gonna be a big thing. If I was already out there, it wouldn't be no doubt easy breezy. But it may be something that because I know you out there, Jen is out there, Tales from the
Mhm.
Coast is out there, Sherelle's World, all y'all out there in Vegas. So it's some
Tales
content
from
creators.
Dakota's out here.
Yeah, Tales from the Coast, she's out there.
Oh
You didn't know
I,
that?
wow. No,
I only know about
I
three
mean,
content creators
I was
out there.
familiar with him. I was like, wait a minute. Like, yeah, she is from Vegas.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
to be one of those models. Like I think she might be still a model, but yeah, she used to models at them little like car shows and them convention shows, little different things where they need models for the liquor brand, like stuff. That's the type of stuff she used to do. But she out there, you out there, Jen on the block is out there, Sherelle's World is out there, Taz and Nyla, I think they out there.
What?
I believe so. I'm serious.
Yeah, they might be still
Oh,
out there. I think.
oh
Yeah.
God.
So it's a lot of
I
y'all
gotta
out there. I'm
ask him.
like,
I gotta
you know,
ask him for real.
yeah,
I gotta
y'all
ask
gotta
him for
cover
real if
y'all.
he does it.
I might need to cover that park. I'm telling you, because it's gonna be big, and it will be big for your platform and to have the discussion and what's going on with the trial and stuff. I'm telling you,
You know
they
what,
already
man?
predicting it to be just as big, if not bigger than the O.J. Simpson trial. So
Yeah,
just
you know what? I might be done with this whole Priscilla thing soon enough, and then I'll think about it. I'll think about it. You know,
yeah, just look
it's something
into
to do. Yeah, it's something to do.
it. Yeah, yeah. Kind of
Are you
switch gears.
originally from Vegas? We-On-Loc?
Say what?
Are you originally from Vegas?
No, I'm from Michigan. I'm from the West
Oh,
Cleveland,
you
Coast.
from the
Ohio.
Midwest?
He from Cleveland, Ohio.
West.
I wouldn't be caught dead in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm
That's
from a
funny.
small town
What's wrong with
fresh off a white
No,
boy
they
landfill.
hate on the Buckeyes.
Cleveland?
Go
Cleveland?
blue or go home. You goddamn
There
right.
you go. See, yeah, that's that rival.
You know what? You know what, you son of a gun? if I ever if I ever catch you in gray and red, I swear
They
you
go
you
hard,
don't
Mr. Nebraska. They go hard.
Is
Go
that where
home.
you're
Go
at? You're
home.
in Ohio, Mr. Nixon?
No, no, no. I just know about that that thing they got going back and forth.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm in Virginia.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
no,
okay.
you
You're in Virginia. I've never been to
wouldn't be
Virginia.
Yeah,
Never
a lot of
been.
people from here
Virginia
not from
state
I've
here.
been
troopers
there.
are
It's cold.
scary. Their state troopers are real scary.
Really?
Oh yeah,
They be hiding in
yeah.
the bushes.
A lot
We
of
got a lot. We get a
no.
lot of concerts, a lot of jazz festivals. a lot of events. We got a little carnival here, and
Well, yeah,
we
that,
got
I was gonna ask, are
huh?
y'all still big on music out there? I mean, that's the home
Oh
of
yeah, oh
my
yeah,
dear friend Teddy Riley. So
yeah. A
he
lot of
out
concerts.
there. Missy and Timberland from out that way. I think Devontae
The,
Swing
the
from
clips.
Joe's
I'm,
out that way.
I'm still
Oh,
trying to see. I'm still trying to see Morris Day. Goddamn.
oh, they was
Oh,
just there. We
I'm
on
trying to
lock.
see Morris Day in the time.
We on
it's
lock.
a
Come on now. They was just in Vegas on Friday this
I
weekend at the
didn't.
Stratus.
I didn't. I don't.
he
I don't
tripping.
get Fridays off. I swear, I get Sundays and Mondays off.
You should have.
And
You should PTO.
I used up all my PTO for just to be on a break. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
I
He
just.
ain't
used
been
up
on a break for so
he
long.
used up his PTO to be on YouTube. No, I'm just playing with you. I'm just
They
playing with you.
just
Ha ha
left
ha
Vegas.
ha.
Just
And the
messing
only
with
reason why I know that is because while I was there, my girlfriend went to see him that Friday night, and she was all on Facebook. I'm like, oh, she with hanging out with Morris Day in the time. I'm like, look at her,
you. She's
okay,
rubbing it in, huh?
rubbing
Did,
it
did,
in
did he
all on Facebook Live.
did he perform Ice Cream Castles? Tell me he
I
performed
don't,
Ice Cream Castle.
I don't know, but she was busy doing the bird and that all that crap on live on at the concert with her phone and just flapping her.
Morris Day was the man back then. Boy, he was the
Oh,
man.
for
Still is.
sure. And
Still is.
still look good and still can move and still got it. So yeah.
Well, y'all know what music I fell in love with, and I had no idea about until I went to college was go-go
Cardi B.
music.
Go go.
Oh,
Go-go
wait,
music,
Okay.
like
wait a
I
minute. Miss Nebraska, did you go to college in DC?
no, I went to college in North Carolina.
Okay, because
Okay.
that's where the go-go
Yeah. Yeah,
originated
and it's a
from.
lot of it's a lot of colleges, universities in North Carolina. So it's a lot of DC, Maryland people,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
that go to a lot of
Yeah,
HBCUs.
that definitely came from that era. All of those the what's the ones that sung the doing the bud and all of
Yeah,
them
I
come
was like, okay,
from
I like this. I like this. I went to
Mhm.
my first go-go
Talking
party in
about
college.
EU.
I was like,
EU.
Yeah, EU. Yep. All of them from
We
out
went to Nashville, Tennessee, and watched them when I was
Got it.
young. My dad took me to go see them out there, and we were waiting for MC Hammer to come on, but it was so late that I had to go to school like the last couple of days that we were in Nashville. So I was like, oh shoot, it was a sight. It was a
my
sight. It was like I will never
girlfriend.
forget.
Matter of fact, she live in Vegas now. She was a dancer for MC Hammer, one of his many dancers.
Right, right. I'm about to say which one because there's a lot of them. About
Right,
a
but
hundred
he
of
had a whole bunch of people on his.
right, exactly. Right. Yeah, she out there in Vegas now. Yeah, I got a lot of friends that's in the business that's out there in
Jesus.
Vegas. Because a lot of them, California got too expensive to live, so they
them. Oh
all
man.
they all either moved to Vegas or came here to Arizona.
Why you sending all these people here? You know it's gonna get more expensive by the year.
It's so expensive to move to live in California, even if you're wealthy now. For some of them that ain't did nothing in a long time, shoot,
Two
please.
And
jobs ain't
listen, Queen
two jobs ain't
Patrice,
nothing.
how
You
about
got
everybody that I know in California live with somebody? Even if they
That
divorced,
part,
they still
hey,
exactly.
can't
It's two
nobody
and
afford
three.
to live.
They can't afford it. They all got roommates, and some of them to move back in with the parents.
Everybody
It's
got
crazy.
roommates. Even
Exactly.
the married folks got roommates.
Okay.
hey, listen,
Married
listen.
folks renting that second room out after the child and left and went away to college or whatever, and they got married. They rent their room out. It's
It-
expensive.
It's people on YouTube, you know, roasting other people talking about how broke they are, and I'm just like, you saying that, and let me leave it alone.
Trust me, that part. It ain't all what people
I'm
be
like,
claiming, especially if
you
they
out
ain't
there,
for trust and believe. It people
right?
struggling. Okay,
Exactly. I'm just like, I'm gonna be quiet. But
right.
hey, we on lock, man. You got me out the clouds, man. It's a good thing because
So they
OG
be on
Patrice came by.
YouTube bragging like Ray J. You know, I got an indoor court,
Listen,
an outdoor court, I got an
listen.
indoor pool, an
Every,
outdoor
every,
pool.
everybody getting flights. Everybody got a degree. Everybody got the bag. Every
Right.
dude, can get the baddest chick. And I'm just like, man, just listen. It ain't whatever. You ain't
And
even got to say all that.
that
If you
part.
ain't if you ain't got it, you ain't even got to bring it up. Why you just volunteering stuff that
Bless they
But
little
hey,
chicken gizzards.
Y'all know social media has created some narcissistic monsters for real. Like
right? How
heavy,
you talking about
heavy.
how the person look on the panel, and you got a letter J on your avatar, no picture, just a letter J, but you talking about people, nobody know what you look like. It's like, come on, man, stop
And you've
doing
been
that.
an Avatar since day one. Ain't never
Right, right,
can.
right, right. People be wilding on here. But
Funny.
We-On-Loc got me on here. He got me out the clouds twice.
Oh,
But I'm about to go back on my break, but I'll
oh,
be
you at work?
watching. Huh?
You work? You at work now?
No, I'm on a YouTube break. I haven't
Oh,
been
okay.
on panels in a while,
Oh,
not even in the chat.
hey, I have not seen you. That's why I'm saying it's
Yeah,
a surprise.
yeah, I haven't even been in the chat, but
I
I'm glad
feel
I came out.
back and take a mental from these YouTube streets.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Man, it's so much stuff going on. You and my family. I for the last, well, I don't say a few years, for a while. I've been, people around me, friends, family. Like, it's been too many deaths. My dad
Oh,
passed last year, 63, and
oh,
so as far as the family dynamics, like like I said, I talk to my aunts and stuff like that. So I have a lot more responsibility because a few of us have to take over stuff. We do family unions, we got scholarships, so I don't
right.
really have time to be doing unnecessary stuff. I got a younger brother, and I got some sisters that that they kind of need me, and sons and all that. So I don't really have time for the craziness.
No, that's right. But that's good. I'm happy and proud to hear you even say that, and you just keep doing the good works that you're doing, young man, and being an example because it definitely sounds like you leading by it. So I appreciate that. Just being a part of something greater than yourself and contributing to society in a positive way. That's what it's all about. And that's what I want to see more of our people doing. So thank you, and I appreciate it because it's good to especially see young black men doing it. So it just
Yeah,
makes me proud.
I got some messes I'm trying to clean up, but hey, we ain't perfect, but
We all
yeah,
got we trying to
right,
clean up. But as
right,
long, this is the thing, as long as we're not trying to create more messes, if you're trying to
right,
clean up the messes that you created from before and you're not continuously creating them, then that speaks volumes that to your character because we all make mistakes and change
right.
and we acknowledge it and can clean it up and continue to not make the same mistakes again over and over again because we know that's insanity. And
Right.
we headed in the right directions. That's all.
But we
Well,
afraid to say it because no matter what happened, no one knows like what side, because no one's 100% um at fault in any type of situation. You know what I mean? It takes two, and but a lot of people are afraid to even talk about their side, right? Because if you talk about your side, then people will assume that everything was your fault. So we rather point fingers at the other side, but it's not even about clearing up stuff. It's not even about trying to place blame. But I mean, at the end of the day, only thing you can control is you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's it at the end of the day. So it does you no good spending X amount of hours fixing what's out of your control.
Right. That
well,
part.
I
And
have
the other
a
side is not,
confession.
especially when the other side is not here to defend themselves. It's easy to
Facts.
blame the other side.
Right. That's
Right.
true. Even if they are, it's still like I can't.
Right.
Hey, I can only do what take care of my side. And if you stay silent, if people stay silent, you're like, well, damn, they ain't gonna say. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like we know that we all make mistakes. We've been in the cycle of being a victim and a victimizer because that's life. We've been on both sides, like all of us have. So
Oh,
no one's exception. I can't look down on any one of y'all because you've done something things that I couldn't accomplish, and I've done some things you can accomplish, and I might make some offenses that none of y'all may have, and vice versa. So that's life.
Yeah, but long, like I said, long as you're not continuing the cycle, man, that's room for growth all the time, and that's and you being consistent about cleaning up and doing better and being better and progressing more. That's what it's about. It's the growth that you see in the maturity as you grow. Because if you're in your 20s and 30s, well, if you in your 40s and 50s now and you still doing the same shit you was doing in your 20s and 30s,
Right.
that's a problem.
Right.
And you
Amen.
know, that's really a problem. So where have you grown? Your
Well, I have a
growth
confession
has
to make.
literally stunted.
Right.
I have a confession to make. Uh,
Uh oh.
I'm in my 40s as well, and I am guilty of being a simp. Uh, uh,
Oh man, here we go. Here we, man, I know I got to go now.
I am definitely guilty of having too many women on my platform and giving them emojis, flower emojis, and saying hello, and possibly one day meeting them one day and open them doors for them and all the regular shit that you're supposed to do for a woman. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot gentlemen were called simps nowadays. I forgot.
yeah. Simps
No,
The gentlemen that expressed it chivalry and things of that nature, they are now simps. That's crazy to
Yeah.
know that we
Yeah,
are
men
in
who
those
take care of their
times.
wives and other people kids and their biological kids are now called simps now.
no,
Yeah.
it's nothing wrong with that, but I think what I had to learn on here was okay. Like I know why I was doing certain things and saying certain things, but sometimes people can get caught up, like because when you get on here, like it's an addiction in a lot of ways and an adrenaline rush, and sometimes people get caught up. People get caught up in people having admiration or people recognizing people, and some people, men and women, they kind of see that certain type of things get certain type of praise, so they engage in it, and you have to be very careful because I had to, I caught a lot of flack from a lot of guys, and I had to catch myself. I'm like, I have to be careful how I approach brothers because I don't want to offend brothers. I can still speak, positive toward the women, but I'm not gonna, come down on the brothers. And then when if you get caught up saying things in defense of women, when it's a situation where a woman is wrong, are you going to
Hmm.
step out of that box? And those certain women who have admiration for you are now being in chat, now hating on you because you're actually calling out some stuff that women do. So now
Hmm.
I kind of like try to call it down the middle, like because there's an opposite side of this other thing right here. So I remember I was chatting. What was I chatting? I made a comment earlier about something, and it was a pastor, right? And he was talking about he was in church talking about women dressing a certain type of way and not expecting men to feel some type of way or to try to holler at them or to try to make sexual advances and all that, right?
Was that the
He was,
pastor that just went viral?
yeah, but you know what though? I always look in the comment section, right? And the women were cooking him, right? Oh, it's not in the Bible. It's not in the Bible. But then I said, you know what? It would have made a difference if he came out and addressed the men and said, men, if you're on Instagram showing your fancy cars, your watches, your clothes, and you're out here leading with your money, you can't expect women not to target you for those things that you advertise. Would that make a
Hmm.
difference? Because men, on mostly, I'm not saying everybody, but we look at y'all for aesthetics, and y'all look at us for resources. Not everybody. So, if he had added that in, would that have been a better balance? Because it's basically like saying, yeah, if you, I hear all these IG models saying, "Oh, guys in the DM saying the most disrespectful stuff," but then you look at their DM, and most of it, they got their butt turned toward the camera or their breasts out and all. It's like you got to understand the type of men that you're attracting. There's some weird men out here. And if
Hmm.
that's what you're advertising, like, okay, you get on the interview and then you say after 5 years, oh yeah, I got a degree in this and a degree in that. Well, they never knew that. No one knew that you had a degree because you didn't advertise it.
Right. And this my thing. I think that if that pastor was specifically giving a sermon about women, I don't think that it was necessary for him to talk about men. Because if his sermon was about women and what they were doing, and see, and that's sometimes how we even do on these platforms. If just say if we gonna have a topic, We-On-Loc gonna have a topic about toxic women, right? I think the subject need to stay on that. But somehow we always flip it and equate. Well, men do this too, da, 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 da. and that
Right.
and that's where the back and forth can come from. Or
Right.
you say next week I'm gonna do a topic on toxic men. Then it needs to stay on that subject. But that never happens on these platforms.
No. No.
So
And I'm
when
glad you said that.
Yeah, so when that pastor was specifically talking about this particular sermon on women and how they dress and how it attracts certain men, I think it was appropriate for him to do that without women giving them the backlash because he was specifically talking about females. Now, when he's specifically talking about males, then males need to bite that bullet and be
There you go.
accountable. Blah, 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 and not give the pushback or whatever, and then it doesn't need to be, it don't necessarily have to be a balance like that all the time. But I notice every time when uh when they were having certain topics about holding the man accountable, then the men is always bringing up what the women doing. Then when it's to hold the women accountable, the women always bringing up, well, what the men do this, but we are not talking about, that's not the topic. So if we can specifically stay on a topic without bringing in the other gender or sex, and just literally just pan out that these are some of the things that we see that is toxic with women. What are some, then bring the solutions after that, and then have another panel discussion next time on men, and then same thing. Then I think it don't have to necessarily be a back and forth gender war, but for some reason we can't do that because women always, well, men do this, and men always, well, women is at fault at this. It
Right.
just keeps going around and around and around.
See,
If
now
that,
y'all gonna make
No, you're
me
right.
look
No, you're
up the
right.
video so I can watch it for myself
And
because I saw it earlier and I saw some of the comments, but I didn't even bother to
oh
look at.
yeah, that comment section is wild. But that's why I made the comment.
talking about, I gotta see this. What past is
It's
it?
it's on the it's on the Jasmine brand on IG, the Jasmine
It's
brand.
on the Jasmine.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the
okay.
thing that makes it so bad, I'm looking for some responses to my comment because my thing was I was basically saying if he had talked about this for the men, would you have understood what he was trying to say? Basically, like he could have made the same analogy for a man. You know what I'm saying? And it would have made sense. But I'm glad you said that because I found myself like I used to have to put out disclaimers because man, if you don't talk about the others, oh my god, if you don't talk about the other side, it's like
All right.
it gets
They
it
get
gets
up.
wild. But yeah. So it's like, man, and I'm not even gonna lie. What I've had to learn here is, when women would talk about men and like sometimes I'd be silent, but I'm like, damn, they really going in. But then I would ask myself, okay, so there's some of the things they're talking about, does it pertain to you? And if it don't, you got to learn how to be in the conversation, even if you're not saying nothing, but
Exactly.
learn how to eat it because you're
Or
listening
as they
from the
say,
other
if it
side and you
don't
can
apply,
learn.
let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. You
Right.
ain't
And
got.
also you can learn. You can
I
learn from
don't.
them. You can learn what their issues is. You can learn, like, it's a learning process, and learning learning hurts. Growth hurts. So, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like it's a process. So
So when I hear men have the conversation where they talking about women and holding women accountable for specific things. As a woman, I don't get mad at that, right? Because I know that that's that man or those men experiences with women. So I can't say because I'm a woman, I'm gonna get mad that they are saying, hey, women need to be held accountable, when they play games, with men or whatever they do, lead on or tease, whatever the subject. Like as a woman, why should I get up there and defend? Well, man, y'all do this and da, 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 da. No, it's like let them say their experience in with what women need to be held accountable for. And as a woman, I could say, if I know women do that, they do it. I mean, I got
Right.
friends, I got girlfriends. I might have done it myself. I don't know. I might be guilty of something. You know what I'm saying? So listen constructively and have the conversation, and just if it's true and they need to be held accountable to something, and let them be held accountable to it. And the same thing, same flavor from men, without we always having to flip it on the other sex. That's where the wars come in.
Right.
And nothing get resolved because this is you to blame. No, you to blame. No, you. If you stop doing that, I'll stop doing this. Y'all stop doing that, we'll stop doing this. And it just goes around and around.
I simply say, if you do not want a woman to be on your panel, just don't bring her up there. Send her to me. And we'll
He
just
said
do
center of me.
what we've been doing for the past couple of years and just have fun. And hell, who knows? I might have another pajama party set up. Who knows?
But it's the
So
environment
I
though.
just
You know,
watched the
Ron.
video of the pastor video.
What you think?
I mean, he didn't say anything like that was so, oh my God, for them to be upset over. Maybe
Right.
his delivery, maybe that's why they didn't take it.
But
Well, I don't know. But I mean, what he said
I
was
don't
true.
understand the delivery. I don't
I
understand the delivery thing, right? Because here's the thing. I've caught somebody talking about a guy's tone, and I'm like, so you haven't talked to a guy with a certain tone, and when he questioned you about it, you said, "Oh, you just being sensitive," and she respond with just laughing emojis. I said, "See, so what are we talking about?" Like, I was in the
Mhm.
military, so by the time I left my home, I had to deal with tone. Time I left the military, I had to deal with tone. And I didn't like in both of those situations a lot of times how the message was delivered. But I tell you, from my home to the military, I still learned a whole lot of valuable lessons. I had to get past the tone. I still learned a lesson.
Well,
Yeah,
listen,
what
the
he
thing
said
is,
was, I mean, he didn't say nothing that was wrong. What he said was true. But what
Right.
I'm saying is maybe they were rubbed the wrong way because of his delivery. I don't know.
listen, a lot of times when, especially if the woman, this me, if it don't apply to me, I'm not gonna get offended. But the
Hello.
thing is, if a woman is getting upset about something, 9 times out of 10, they done triggered something in you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So if a pastor sitting up and I could be in the church while he giving this sermon, talking about women, y'all need to stop wearing them tight dresses and them high splits and them low cuts and them da da da. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna take that. Because if it
Right.
don't apply to me, I'm gonna let it fly. If it do apply to me, then I'm gonna say, "Ooh, Pastor, right? I need to improve. That little skirt I wore last week was a little bit too tight, or they was a little bit too low, whatever." Right? Or if I know people that way, then I'm, say, "Hey, sis, what you wore to church
We,
was
we,
a little appropriate." And that's what the pastor was talking
too
about.
tight. Them dresses look
So
too
maybe
too
you want to
tight,
think about,
and we can see them
da, da, da,
breasts
da, or
and them
whatever, right?
arms.
Right. So it's okay. It's okay. But I think because the way society has desensitized us, and everybody's so offended so fast and so sensitive, and
Everybody is super
none certain
sensitive.
people feelings, and it's your tone, it's your texture, it's the way you say it, it's how you say it, it's always so it's like you're
Right.
not gonna be able to please
Right.
everybody.
Right.
Somebody
No.
gonna always get offended or get upset or get
And what
mad.
did Candace tell that girl? She told her to wear a helmet.
Wait,
What?
who
What?
Helmet.
she told that?
She told some white girl she was at some conference and they were asking her a question. The girl said, do you she tried to make a comment, she tried to start an argument with Candace and said something about the LGBTQ or something. She was like, "Oh, put a helmet on, get over it. You're too sensitive."
But you know what though, this Mr. Brasker, what did he say at the end of that clip? What did you remember? What the pastor said at the end of the clip? That's the part that got me. Well, I couldn't understand the response to it.
No, what did he say?
At the end of the clip, he was basically saying, you got to get over it. This is how a lot of men are going to see y'all. If y'all advertise it, this is basically, I'm just
Let
paraphrasing. This is what they're going
they
to see
don't want to be
regardless.
told it.
Yeah, but
Let's
then at the end, he said,
I
he,
know some sisters that go to church specifically and wear a little bit too much low cleavage.
listen,
Yeah,
listen, brothers.
trying to pull that pastor or that deacon or
Yeah,
that.
oh man, y'all be hurting us brothers walking down the aisle, and
that.
we just like looking that way, and you walking past. We look you in our view, and we acting suspicious because we like I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? If somebody looking, think I'm looking, but listen, the women in the church, I ain't gonna lie, I'm like that thing is form fitting, like ain't no way. I hope you
Uh-uh,
ain't going to the front.
the truth, and I'm a woman saying it. True. I have been in spaces at church or church settings or religious settings, and women will do that. Now back in the day where like my mother and them, they used to play at the sly move. They used to come over with the cake and the pie for the pastor and the
Right,
deacon.
right, 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 right,
I made
right.
you this nice homemade. Because they liked the man and they was, that was their way of getting the man's attention. Now it's like,
Well,
like to
nowadays
the
the
club.
pastor get they get the men and the women get the pastor attention. So
Listen,
That
listen.
part.
And in every church, there's always a nasty Deacon Johnson. You better watch out for him.
You already know
He trying to walk you to the bathroom like, look, she know her way to the bathroom. If you don't sit down,
that part. For
but
That
real.
that's one of the reasons why I don't go to church anymore.
well, I mean, hell, you ain't got a church to have to go through that either. You can go. That happens a lot of places. But the thing about what he said at the end, he said, you got to get over it. This is how men will look at you, right? But what he
Mhm.
said is, okay, that's the fact. Like, and I have a realistic I'm a realist when it comes to certain things. Like it is what it is, right? And he was basically saying like get over it, but or however, it is not up to them to see the value that they don't see upon first sight because they just seeing what they see from you. All they can see is the outer. When it comes to your value, if they can't automatically see it, it's your job to show them what your real value is. So if you showing them this and that's all they see, then you got
Mhm.
to show them something else. That's your job. That's not their job.
Yeah, that's true. And they will approach you a totally different way depending on how you dress, how you look, how you act, all those things. Like men, visual, like you said, they pay attention to those things.
Yeah. Or carry on a different conversation or something. And he said that at the end that he tied it up with that. So I went to the chat and it was automatic because of the tone. I'm like, did you even hear that last part? Or because he came off like it sounded like he was getting at y'all, you automatically dismiss it and not even and just dismiss the end part where he was basically saying, this is what it is. I'm giving you the raw, straight up truth, but it's up to you to
I
show
got.
better.
I wish We-On-Loc could pull it up. We-On-Loc. You not nowhere where you could pull it up on the computer where we can see it on the screen.
Oh, Pastor, what's his name?
I forgot the password, but it's on the IG site called the Jasmine Brand. It's only what a couple of videos into the recent most posts.
I heard it's Jasmine Brand before. I heard. Is
Yeah,
that like a
she's
like a
no, she is she graduated from Morgan State. She's an AKA. I know her
okay.
sore. I know her sore.
Okay, I heard of the Jasmine Brand. It's familiar. The name sounds familiar. It's probably where I saw it from on Instagram.
If you seen a young lady, she's been on the Breakfast Club a lot. She's been in a lot of things with my cousin's wife, Valicia. She if you see a lighter skinned woman with pink braids, and I forgot what other color. That's her. Yo,
Yeah, she AKA.
huh? What's that?
Is she a AKA?
Yep, that's her.
Okay, I saw because I see her light skin with pink and green on all the time
The
on
pink and green. Yep, that's
on
her.
YouTube. Oh, I mean on Instagram. Okay, the Jasmine Brand. I said it sound familiar, but now you see it.
Why? Were you looking at it? Did you see it? A lot.
pastor gives
Now,
somebody money
if
and
he would
checks.
have, let's say, if Michael Todd would have said the same thing, they probably would have took it okay.
I
Michael
just
Todd.
think you
Michael
said
Todd.
Michael.
You know, Pastor Mike Todd in
Oh,
Oklahoma.
oh, okay. I,
Yeah, they'll.
I'm
I mean, hell, if Ayana said it, you know, what I mean, it depends on sometimes who say it. People they'll be like, "Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you right," but I'm like, "Wait a minute, that's the same message this
right,
guy said in the same
right.
Is
tone."
it this one?
That one right there, the
Yeah,
one in the middle.
yeah.
yeah, play it. Let's hear it.
All right, let me pull
Look
that
at look at my
down.
comment right there. Look at my comment. Yeah,
Oh, you put a comment in there.
it's right there.
I'm trying to get this sound. Let me turn this off real quick.
Bridget said, "Pass the pimp."
You
Did
have
he
to
turn?
unmute it.
Oh,
It's spell that seed. Furthermore, it's the woman who will take a hiatus off every month from sex, not the man. A man can stay on from the time he living to the time he dies. What I'm trying to tell you is, if you put a worm in the water, if you put a hook in the water, you don't put no worm on it, you don't get no fish. So you all got to put on y'all breasts, booties, thighs, lips. That's the worm on the hook. And the first thing we see when you see you, ain't no man in history ever saw a woman across the room and said, "Oh my God, her heart is sparkling." Every man is attracted to a woman sexually. Uh-oh. It's your job to show him that it's more to you than what's on the hook. It's your job to show him that you got something in between your ears. It's your job to show him that you're not as easy like everybody else. How do y'all want us to do the work for you? I just want a man to see me for my inside, but you're going to be waiting for the rest of your fool life, because ain't no man going to see you for your inside till you show him the inside. We are attracted to a woman for what we see. Period, point blank. Get over it. Y'all come out slinky, pasties on here and all this stuff, and then don't want nobody to look at you, don't want nobody to sexually objectify you. Why? What you thought we was gonna do? What you put it on for if you didn't want to be objectified by? If you don't want to be identified by your breast and your tail and all that stuff they do, what are you advertising it? And then get mad when we pull up to the ball on the body. A man is not naturally sensitive to your feelings anyway. So he want what he can get from you anyway. So then you'll go do it. Now it's all about liberation and about freedom of expression. What are you expressing? Exactly. Come on, I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all lying to yourself. I guess for me, you're dressed like that for you lie. If you dress like that for you, that means you go to sleep like that. You ain't snatching all over up in the bed. That would be for you. You ain't in the bed snatched up. Am I right about it, lady? What's makeup for? It ain't the... Why y'all not talking to me? What you gonna cover up your pimples for and everything that makes you unattractive? Why y'all not saying that? Why you gonna cover everything up, tie everything down, everything just perfect? You step out the house, now you don't want to be objectified. You don't sit down somewhere.
What did he
Amen,
say
Pastor.
wrong? He said
Amen, Pastor.
wrong to me.
Right.
Amen, Pastor.
Yeah, he didn't say nothing wrong.
Why you gonna not trip? You gonna wear it.
I,
You know you gonna wear it, and you gonna attract attention.
But see, I think it may affect it, probably a culture of women who may wear certain stuff. And I'm like, look, even if you do, right? Cool, that's fine if that's what you like to wear. But that just means to get the results you want, you have to work harder at showing people that it's something more to you than that. That's it. So I mean, don't
You
get
walking
mad. It's just
outside with some
right.
nipple pasties on and a thong, and
Listen,
you wonder why he's not looking like
he
he's not looking at your heart.
he
That
not, hey. It's like there's some celebrities that went to college and all that, and like when they used to talk about what's her name, Laura Harvey, right? And they were talking about good, she's dating, and even though she dated so and so and his son and all that, and I'm like, that's okay, that's cool, but let me ask you something. What else do you know about her? But she dated a whole bunch of guys. I'm like, what college did she go to? They couldn't answer. I said, what was her degree? They couldn't answer. I said, so all you know about this college educated woman is she dated a lot of men. That's it. And she's celebrity on that. So That's basically what's been advertised. I'm like, she has more value than that. She the girls in college, y'all don't even know nothing about her, but who she dated. So that's
Well,
what these
yeah,
men are
the
judging
guys were
judging
mainly
by.
judging her because she was dating. But that's what her stepdad taught her, and he said it.
Right,
She's
right,
doing what she's supposed to do. She's getting to know different guys. That don't mean she's sleeping with every guy she's dating. And in this day and age, that we perceive dating as having sex. You know,
right.
and
But
That
the
that's
that
thing
not
about
that
it
the
is,
case.
we only knew her for dating. Like when you have the spotlight, that you have.
First and then Diddy, so I don't know.
Right, right. So you
It
have
was
plenty of
the son
chance while
and
you
the
have the
daughter.
spotlight to advertise certain things. Like you have the
Yeah, that's a
spotlight
whole different
and you
story.
have an Instagram account, right? You have a platform, and if you don't do nothing with your platform, but just show that you've done X, Y, and Z, and I'm not, and it's not a problem with her dating. That's not the issue, but people see what they see, and that's all they see. They don't see nothing past that. So you got to understand when they come at you a certain way, they're going to come at what they see. They're not going to take the time to dig through stuff and find. You know what I mean? It's just how it works.
that whole thing reminds me of when I seen a post of 12 women on a, I think it was at the beach, butt naked, with the pastor kissing all their asses, and
That's
said it
crazy.
was the work of the Lord.
Was this a nude beach?
I don't know.
Was
So
it? Are
he,
you
All
talking
I
about the
saw was
African
ass.
pastor?
Huh? Yes, that was the one. That was the one. That was the one.
so so
Oh,
he
oh.
made an excuse and said he was just, like Moses, but he was just laying hands on him. That's what
Part the
that's
part
what
the
it was.
C. Ah,
Yeah, right, right. He was laying hands on him.
you
And
doing
in the name of somebody, I don't know who the name it was, but
yeah, in the name of Lucifer.
in
Mm.
the name of baby oil and
Baby
Johnson and
oil.
Johnson.
If you say baby oil, I'm gonna kick your ass.
That's
In
foolishness,
the
man. That's
name
crazy.
of baby oil.
That's crazy.
Well,
Mm.
we know that there's been a lot of, essay abuse within the church, the religion sectors
Oh,
for
right,
many,
right, right.
for
Yeah.
Christian and it,
No,
you
it
know,
wasn't. It wasn't hands. He literally was kissing ass. I
Oh,
swear. Swear to you not. Swear to you not.
literally, huh?
Literally.
and it's
You
Man.
were just
unfortunate.
asking the question.
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that this abuse has not stopped yet. Yet, it's still
Oh
going
no, it still
on.
goes
Right,
on.
Crazy. And a
right.
lot of these pastors and stuff has gotten in trouble for their extramarital affairs and they down low affairs and they getting called out like crazy because I watched this channel called Dawson Speaks and that's all he do is
Oh
give.
man, he be giving them. He,
Oh my God, I love Dawson Speaks. He on the churches and the pastors, boy, like white on right.
man, yeah,
Love
he
it.
Listen,
be getting
Queen
them.
Patrice, it's this technology.
Yes,
Right,
that
right, right,
part.
They
right.
get caught up this technology, boy. Cause it was
All
a
this-
pastor in North Carolina that had got exposed for sleeping with a man in Raleigh.
Mm.
Yeah, was it the one recent that
Um,
boyfriend exposed him?
mm-hmm.
Hmm. And
Got
they
to
have to
peep that.
come out and make these public speeches and
Yep.
crying and asking for forgiveness. The only thing
Yep.
you crying about and asking for forgiveness because you got caught. Because listen,
Hey, hey, Bridget. Hey, Bridget. Nowadays he's most likely probably on YouTube. Even if he's not a content creator, that video is probably on YouTube
Oh
somewhere.
yeah. Yep.
Definitely probably on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
you can find the wildest stuff on YouTube. Matter of fact, even Instagram, and people will play it on YouTube. It's some crazy. And nowadays, people, the crazy thing about it is people are making up skits, and I'm like, why are y'all
yeah,
playing with certain situations? Because people are actually like, there's one guy named Gerald Gerald Hudson, right? He does like he was online stuff where he does dating where he'll like play a prank on people, and he does
mhm,
his live stuff too, right? And he has these videos where he do pickup lines at the mall, but he's also responsible for a few viral videos, and I see people playing it and they're taking it serious. I'm like, man, that's Gerald Hudson. Like that's fake. But he's had some pretty good viral. I think he's probably had like 5 or 6 that have been floating around and people thought they were serious. I'm like, man, it's all made up.
Yeah, it's a lot of them doing a lot of skits and putting on social media. But some of those skits be risque because
Right.
they somebody gonna get hurt. Well, somebody have got hurt,
Yeah,
from
somebody
doing
got shot in the mall.
yeah, from doing a crazy skit. It's like certain
Mhm.
things you can't
Oh,
be
like
crossing
when
out doing that stuff.
the white boys go in the hood and be doing stupid stuff,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like wearing red in the Crips neighborhood. Like, yo, what is wrong with you, man?
Oh, doing
Well,
that.
this
Just,
white guy last
oh, it's
week,
just a
he
prank.
was
It's
in
just
a
a prank.
mall and he was doing a prank on. I think he was white or Asian. I couldn't make of it. And the other dude shot him.
yep.
Wow.
Yeah, one of these kids was doing a prank. Was it 3 or 4 of them or something, and they were friends, and they did a prank on this guy, and it was in front. I don't know if y'all heard about it. It was in front of the out there in Ohio, in front of the school that what's his name, LeBron, and boys got one of them got killed. They shot him
Mm, wow.
in front of
Yeah.
LeBron James School. Yeah, just all from a prank that led to a fight that led to somebody getting murked. It's crazy because they go too far and they do these pranks. You can't
Right.
just walk up to your average stranger these days and do
Nope.
something that is dangerous or some type of physical something
Right, because
attack.
everybody ain't playing with you.
And you
But
don't
you know
know
what though?
who
It's a
packing.
it's a it's a trend for the those YouTubers that are making a lot of money. Like the I say from the 20s to like 31, 32, whatever. They've been making a lot of money from. They do vlogs. Those some young black folk be making money. They do vlogs. You
Yeah.
look at this social blade. They getting the views. They getting the money. But and that's why they keep doing it. I mean, you got gold digger pranks. You got a few people doing it. I mean, they get views. I'm talking about a guy messed up his whole family because he started messing with some of the models. I mean, they worked it out, but they get
Mm,
caught up that with the fans, and they try to give the fans the best content, and they put themselves at risk just to do pranks,
yeah.
and they get hit sometime, or a lot of times they get hit, they get cussed out, and it's like, damn, you keep doing it, but the money,
Mhm.
money
They
and the
get a
views,
Yeah, they get addicted to it too. My
right?
friend, son, he does sports, and then he just a teenager, but he do like high school and college sports stuff, and he travels all over doing it. And he just made 21, and he already on YouTube making over $100,000 a year just from doing that sports.
Yeah, yeah. So
Jesus.
them young black folks over in that sector over there, I could name a whole bunch of them. They doing good. I mean, I would say this, a lot of them are smart. They're getting into real estate. They're getting
Gaming,
into other things, sponsorship, the gaming, the 2K events, and they're making them. Listen,
they
I
make
can
good
name a
money.
couple of them. Yeah, they're making good money. Matter of fact, one of them even got a shout out on Sports Center. His favorite player is Steph Curry. Steph Curry gave him a shout out. Like they use, he used to always say he used to say something when he mentioned Steph Curry, and they were saying it on Sports Center. I'm like, damn. So
Yeah.
yeah,
He travels and go to where the most popular, colleges or the ones that the colleges are looking at to come out to go pro, and he be going all over, flying this young man and interviewing them and stuff like that. So yeah, he got nice over 200 and some thousand followers and growing. And
that's
then
what's
a
up.
friend told me his son made over 100,000 just last year alone on YouTube. I'm like, man, these young ones, they coming up, listen, innovative with these fresh ideas. And yeah, they don't want to work for nobody. They graduate out of school. They be like, I'm going to work for myself. I'm gonna start my YouTube channel. This is what I'm gonna do.
But when
Yeah.
they do those gold digger pranks, And when they do
Mhm.
those mash or pass or the 20 girls and one guy, and when they do all that, when they do those type of videos, which they do a lot, if you watch those videos, you can kind of see the mindset of these young people. And
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
I
Oh,
they are rough.
You that damn
They are
desperate.
they
You
are
that damn
rough.
desperate for money.
they are.
You
No, I'm
damn
just
desperate
saying like
for attention.
their mindset,
the
like they
mentality is really jacked up.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they be going in on each other, and it just I mean, we know we are materialistic, but I mean, they on a whole nother level. I mean,
Oh, yeah. And
so you gotta,
I
what's
think
that?
they have more of an entrepreneur mindset than I know my generation for sure.
Yeah,
Um, More of an entrepreneur mindset. They just coming out of fresh out of college, and some of them even out of high school and going to college if they really smart and articulate, especially in anything that got to do with computers and gaming and engineering. They coming
right,
up with grand ideas, starting a YouTube channel, and they are making cash money, y'all. I'm telling you.
right. But I'm talking about
Like
like
that,
that.
that wasn't even out when I was young.
I'm talking about like those particular videos. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, like they get into the colorism. I mean, they really degrading each other. Like even the
Oh,
whole smash and pass. Like, they really be disrespecting each other. Like that part be crazy. I'm not even gonna lie.
And now they're including
wow.
the celebrities, so they include, like
Right, the
Baby
baby. You
and
seen that? You seen that?
yeah, I
In
saw it.
NLE Chopper. There's the new one. Yeah. Okay,
What's
you
his
be watching.
name?
Okay.
Blueface and
Blueface.
yeah, it's
They show up high and they just. I
their
mean,
mentality is just
Oh
yeah,
my
it's jacked
goodness.
up.
yeah. I
And that's
mean, they just. Huh?
dangerous.
Yeah,
They can
they got to tell them why they rejected them, and it's just pretty much it's a game that they playing to get views, but in the process, they have to reject something about somebody's looks or whatever, whether it's guys or women. So that part of it I don't like because it's a lot of
mm,
tearing down just for views, and they laughing at each other, and then yeah,
oh
that
yeah.
part I
And
don't
it's
like.
a lot of stuff that we already know the issues in our community, but they just
Right,
verbalize it and make it, known.
right.
Wow.
Yeah, I
So
mean, but here's the hook. It's entertaining, huh?
is
My
F
bad. Go
and
ahead.
F if is F and F still don't have no YouTube channel?
I don't even know. I stopped even
Oh,
checking over there a
fish
long
and
time
funk.
ago.
They're on some
Rumble.
other
I
Rumble.
heard they Rumble, yeah.
You
Okay,
said
so they still don't have a YouTube channel.
he
No.
said Fisher Funk. What's that, dog?
Freaking frat.
Frick crack.
Oh my
Freaking
god.
frat. Foolery
Oh,
and the other effery.
foolery and buffoonery. Yeah. Foolery and buffoonery. They be
Dumb and
cooning a lot.
Dumber.
I just sit back and watch. I say a lot of things be just a matter of time, but I wasn't surprised at all when that happened.
Listen, listen, man. I was about to say that to We-On-Loc about some stuff. You sit back and you
Hmm.
watch the history on people that
Yep.
got to their highest peak. Listen,
Yep.
either they're not around or they around, but a lot of the audience has gone to the new person.
That part. Yep. Yep.
It's nobody's an exception. So that's all I got to say on that
I've
topic.
been watching. I just been watching and I say, okay, not
Right,
surprised, not surprised. How much longer they gonna continue all of that foolery and think that they gonna continue to stand tall? For as
right.
Have
long as
It's
you, Mr. Nixon, have you watched some of the loyalty tests?
yep,
Uh,
yep. Nah,
Now,
I've
have
been.
you seen what's the guy, the black dude? He does a loyalty test. He's mainly in Texas a lot. I can't think
Which
of.
one? King Sid or Trade Topics? I know he'd be in DC sometime too.
Oh, I can't think of
Um,
his name, but it was one episode he did where it was a young lady wanted to put her boyfriend to the test, and they found out that the boyfriend was smashing her mom,
oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. I seen that one.
that
wait,
got
say
ugly.
what now?
What is his?
They'll have you switch. They'll have you switch phones, and they'll sometimes they'll have you call somebody while the other
Yeah.
person is there,
No,
or they'll have you
his
look in each other's phones and look at your apps, look at your
no,
text
that's
message
not
and all
his
that.
platform. The way he does it is different of his followers will hit him up and say, "Hey, I want you to do a loyalty test on my girlfriend or
Oh,
boyfriend."
Oh,
you talk about Jack TV.
Yeah, Jack TV. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
his
he'll fly into your city and they'll set up, his little own surveillance or whatever to
sort of
find
like
out.
cheaters. Sort of like
Yeah,
cheaters.
yeah, yep. Kind of
yeah,
like
yep.
yep, cheaters. And it was one girl, she thought her boyfriend was cheating on her, but didn't know that come to find out it was her mom. And the mom got like real ugly with him. Like the police had to be called.
Wait,
He got
wait,
kind
wait.
of nervous,
The
huh?
mom, he was cheating on the daughter with the mom.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God.
yeah.
Come on.
He's his girlfriend is Lex TV. She does the pranks. They separated to kind of like do their own channel, but they had a family channel. And they're gonna
Oh,
come back and do it. But she does the pranks. She be taking it sometimes too far too. But yeah. So I end up watching her too. Um, but yeah, I watched that. I mean, it's
his
actually pretty good.
security guard got arrested on one of his loyalty tests. So
Right,
he came close where he been real nervous during
right.
his loyalty test.
Yeah, I've been watching that for a minute. Hey, there's one that this guy was doing. This white guy was doing, and uh, Chris Hansen started becoming a part of it. It's funny. He started become. He invited him on one show, and he was on a few of them.
What's that one Chris Hansen used to be on the child predator thing, right?
Yeah, how to catch a predator.
Yeah, how to catch a predator. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then after that, he went to another show. It was Predator against something else.
Oh
Ha-
wow.
Yep.
Have you seen Anton's show? We had the booty bandit on.
Who is the booty bandit? Oh, that
Fleece,
older man talking
Fleece,
about got out of prison, talking about he still like
Uh,
booty.
yep.
Oh
Fleece
I
Johnson.
know it.
Yeah, Fleece Johnson, the booty warrior.
Lord.
I
I'm
love
married.
booty.
I'm married and everything, and I still love booty.
Still love booty.
Oh my God. Well, if you've been in prison as long as yeah, most of them they end up liking booty. That's true.
Right, right.
How is
Hey,
booty
did you see
more
that
important than
ATL?
freedom?
Hey, We-On-Loc. When you get a chance, Google the ATL jail scene. That junk is funny, man.
The hell? What is this?
I
Another
ATL jail
island?
scene. It's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Donald Glover, his show ATL.
Yeah.
Atlanta. My bad, Atlanta. The Atlanta
have
jail scene.
not watched that show yet.
That show, man. Look,
I
I
had
start watching that, and it's
I
pretty
had to
good.
stop watching P Valley. I can't do it.
Oh
I
yeah,
couldn't do it either. I
And
could not do P
what's
Valley.
the even my favorite Power I can't watch them scenes
Well, guess what? You don't need to be watching The Boys then.
what's the boys?
Oh, that's that. What's that on What was that on HBO?
It's on Prime. It's on Prime.
Oh
It's
yeah,
about
Prime. Yeah, right, Prime.
think about Justice League, your superheroes from Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, blah blah blah, gone rogue.
But yeah, this more dysfunctional. They crazy.
But they're more dysfunctional, and
Mhm.
it's more bloody, more gory, and more sexual.
Oh
Right.
no,
It,
yeah, I won't be watching.
Yeah, it's real.
it gets ridiculous. It's like they go beyond, and this is supposed to be like a somewhat family show,
I
but
mean,
adult.
I watched that, but not all the other stuff. Like I haven't really gotten to the other stuff that people be talking about.
Brother,
I don't really know
I'm
about.
so glad. I'm so glad because the third season, the first episode, you be like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, okay.
Definitely.
How's y'all watch Iraq? How's that been? I don't know. I watched the first
Iraq was so disappointing.
yeah.
You talking about the movie?
No, the television
I haven't seen the series. I saw the movie. It was disappointing.
no, I ain't talking about the movie, I'm talking about the television series. I don't know. I don't watch much TV anymore. Just it's too much crap on. It's nothing. Yeah, I just don't watch too much TV anymore. I love watching documentaries, and if I'm watching something, it's something like that.
I go back to the Wire. I just go pop in old
Bob,
reruns of the Wire.
it's,
Yeah, they said the Shy is good.
Yeah.
that's the one I was talking about. The Shy. The Shy is that Shy? Right? That come on TV. The TV series about Chicago.
Yeah, yeah. I saw a couple of episodes, and I'm like, I might have to go back and check it out from the beginning.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, but a lot of our programs just ain't. I've been disappointing to me, so I just stopped watching stuff.
Well,
Right.
Hollywood was recently on strike due to
Yeah, they just
contracts and stuff.
yeah, they just coming off strike. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
the
too shocked.
wire, SAG, and all them.
I mean, but it's crazy how you have a show like Maud that
I used
had
to love Maude.
yeah. I mean, but they had what's the name what's her name
Oh,
what was her name what was it, Miss Evans, Florida Evans on there.
oh yeah, that's
And
where the Good Time spinoff come from.
right, but
Maude.
the whole issue was Norman Lear didn't think that the show would like hit or be anything. Like they didn't want really to have a father figure in there. Ain't that something?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they didn't want James Evans' role to be to have a father figure. It was bad enough they put him in the projects, right?
Right. And then James Evans was a comedian. So the thing about that was they felt they was trying to give him favoritism, and then they got tired of like them telling them, okay, well this is how it go, and they kept putting more stereotypical language in it, and then they kept putting a lot of that in James Evans Jr. character, JJ. And then they wanted to try to appeal to black people by putting some sense of awareness in it, like um like a revolutionary standpoint. So instead of giving that to James, they kind of minimize it by giving it to Michael because he was younger. He was a young kid.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
when they killed James Evans off, it was, it was because him and Norman Lear started
Right.
bumping. But Norman Lear did Mr. Monty, who was the writer of
Oh,
all.
say that.
So
Say that. A lot of people
they,
don't know that. Say that.
Eric Monty, they did him
There
dirty.
you go.
I've been trying to get Bro Clarence to do a thing on Mr. Monty and talk about how they did that man. Got that man ended up poor. He had got on drugs. He did get clean and make a comeback, but he was the writer of Good Times. He was the writer of What's Happenings. He was the
Wow.
writer of Coolie High,
Yep.
and they did him so dirty. And Norman Lear was one of the main ones that did it. Who was the producer developer of Good Times and all these shows, but just the culture that Eric Monty, who was from Chicago, brought to television helped save Hollywood during the time when black exploitation helped save Hollywood. A lot of people don't know Hollywood was going bankrupt and broke if it wasn't for our people and the culture of our people and the black exploitation and the black sitcoms that came through the 70s and 80s that helped save Hollywood. A lot of people don't know that history though.
Right.
A lot of people don't know about the first black superhero that was back in the 60s. Uh, well, I totally forgot who was a black hero back in the 60s. So, but I do know for sure that everything that was being back then that was drawn heavy money back then, your Superflies and your Shafts and all this, and
Mhm. That was the
Cleopatra
black.
Joneses,
Yeah,
all your
that was the
Cleopatra.
period.
And
And
now
trust
it's
me,
all of a sudden copycat.
Hollywood was going broke, bankrupt. Black exploitation saved Hollywood.
Yep.
That's
Right.
fact.
And do you remember there was what's the name? There was like two other writers on Good Times, Judy Ann Mason, and you remember
Mm.
the actor Bill Duke?
Oh
Yep.
yeah, Bill Duke. Yeah,
He
yeah,
was one of the writers on Good Times.
Yeah, he's a big time writer and director now. So,
Yeah.
because after Car Wash, he really got big because, he played in Car Wash, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
yeah, but
And,
Bill Duke is a big time producer, director, and writer right now to this day. But yeah, he was a writer.
and see that, and
But
that's
yeah,
and that's
yeah, he's
and these are some of the things that I would like for people to remember when we be having these gender war conversations. Like, yeah, we did go from being forced into situations to actually volunteering in the role that we play against each other. But
Mhm.
we can't forget, the things that were put in place. Because at one point in time, like Black TV had a lot of positive roles for Black people. Like,
A lot of people
and
don't
and
know.
and
yeah.
You're right. Francis Roselyne and Dr. Toussaint. He got a French name. All of them were consultants on the Cosby Show.
right,
Mm.
So
because you can talk about.
they didn't want to, they didn't want the Cosby Show to be put in that light like that. They didn't actually think that there were Black middle class families that had two household parents with successful kids going to school, like, and two parents
Right,
that worked. Like, they didn't want that.
Right,
right,
because it was going against the agenda that they had in plan.
That part.
right, right. And then we can talk about the Black exploitation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were finding our way, but you're right. It did help um, finance a lot of stuff. But yeah, we did do those films, right? But then we got
Hmm.
into an area where you had, like you said, the Cosby Show, and I
Yep.
remember an episode. I remember it was a Breakfast Club interview. They
Then a
interviewed
different world. Remember, different world was a spinoff
that
of
that's
it.
yep,
Yep.
that's where I was going. They interviewed Jasmine Guy
Hmm.
and what's his name, Kadeem Harrelson, right? And they
Kadeem.
were
Right.
talking about the ending of the show. And I like this interview because I always like kept up with shows and like real time transition, how we
Hmm.
transition into one thing to another. Like, when you say, well, I don't remember that, like I always like to watch trends take place where I could see them, right?
Yeah.
And when that show ended, I'm like, wait a minute, like, how did that show end like that? And
I the way they
huh,
do that. I hated the way they would do that in some,
man,
like they did Good Times, where they killed James
right,
off and the family never got out the damn projects. They always had these nearly bout experience, nearly bout gonna make it, nearly bout this, nearly bout. But they never.
right,
I didn't like the way they portrayed that, and even when the spinoff for It's a Different World, like they actually didn't want to have Black students going to historically Black college. Like, they didn't want to show us in these lights.
right.
This is stuff, the history and the things we need to be having conversations about. Like, a lot of that, like, a lot of people don't even know this stuff.
Right.
Right.
Everybody should see black man,
A lot
white
of
man
people don't
voting.
even know the agenda of like the American government. I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest.
But
Hey,
Miss Nebraska, shout out to Debbie Allen because
Hmm.
we saw her, they brought her in, right, to kind of change the tone of different world, right, to what it became, right, and what we loved. And if you notice, there was a lot of gems in that show. There was a lot of people that came through there to drop some knowledge, right?
oh my
They
God.
start talking about the AIDS, the epidemic. They start talking about so many serious topics, right? And in that, she was pushing those guys to start taking more active approach into writing a scene,
Mm-hmm.
and then she made them, right, direct a show. They had to
Correct.
direct one of the shows. What she was
Mm-hmm.
doing is preparing them because she seen where Hollywood was going. So she wanted them to be able to take an active part in helping out, saying the Black community, after the show and do things on their own. So toward the end of the show, the scenes became more real when it come to certain events. Like, if y'all remember the one where Dwayne and Whitley got caught up when they had that riot in on the West Coast,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and
Uh-huh.
the producers of the show started to have a problem with them putting that information out there for them trying to educate. They had a problem, and they were fighting against it, and those were the reasons why the show just abruptly ended. It didn't end with like a conclusion. It just ended, and those are the things that she was trying to prepare them for.
Exactly. That and then what you see today, a lot from that Malcolm Jamal Warner is now directing, and
Right.
a lot of them got off into writing and doing a lot of things behind the scenes. So you absolutely right, brother. Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen, all of them made major contribution to the industry. These are things that a lot of us don't even know and don't talk about, but that is a permanent pointed part of our history that we need to see, that we need to be put back and brought back into the light of that, because this doggone stuff with reality TV just automatically flipped the script with how we are looked as a society, as a culture and family structure. It's like when you see something like that, like the Good Times, like the What's Happening, like the Cooley High experience, the Cosby Show, the different world.
Will Fresh Prince.
We live those real life experiences, right?
Mhm.
And these were things that was happening in our own families or friends' families, or like this was real. And now we got all this debauchery with this reality TV crap, and look at society now and what it is now. Big
Well,
difference.
before he introduced Raw, let me say it before he introduced Raw. The thing about it is, nowadays we take those conversations and it's like, well, yeah. And speaking of that show, it was a black woman that did that. Oh, it was a black man that I don't give a damn. It was a black person that did that for black people.
That part.
That part. That part.
We have intelligent people.
I was going to ask you, what do you think about Nate Parker?
Oh, you mean when he made a remake of the Birth of a Nation and all that alleged stuff came up that he got cleared for?
Yeah, all of a sudden, yeah, that part.
That's a real damn shame. And you know who led the party to that? The person that's married to Dwayne Wade right now. Yeah, I said it.
Oh,
really?
What's the name? What's the name? Creed Summers.
Evil bitch.
Oh, wow.
No, he said Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade. Oh, my bad.
Dwayne Wade's wife. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look, they got me out the clouds and they got Raw out of bed. Ain't that something?
The state of Nebraska do not claim his
What's
wife.
her name? What's her name? What's his name?
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle.
Yeah, I know some things on that chick, so but we ain't gonna go there.
She from Duval. She from Duval. Raw. What's going on?
Hey, Raw, what happened?
Hey, y'all know how the Florida girls get down. I ain't staying too long.
Hey,
Gabrielle, booty butt cheeks.
Hey, this dude, look.
Grocery. She the grocery eater. She groceries.
Hey, this dude done got me out. Hey, this dude done got me out of the clouds. I had to come back and apologize for my 2 minutes a couple of days ago. I seen it kind of angry. I had to come and apologize.
A mess.
And then OG Patrice came on. I ain't seen her in a while. Like I came up to say that and get off. How long I been on here?
A minute.
You know what I'm saying? Oh damn, we done woke up D Darrell. Ain't this something?
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Oh Lord.
You know, the energy is cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't seen OG Patrice in a while and Miss Nebraska, you know what I'm saying? Like she was saying, she don't go to certain places and she's just sit back and watch, which I think is smart. Because a lot of us coming in, we just be clicking links and hooking up with people. And a year later, we like, oh shit.
But you know what? It's all part of the experience. Everybody navigate through how they need to. You know,
that's true.
Some people need to be battle tested. It makes you stronger.
Yeah. Listen. Yes, some people go to the military. Some people join YouTube.
Right.
Either way, you get the experience.
We went from that dynamic.
What up, D Darrell? Hey, look, it's going to be an experience either way.
It's true. D Darrell don't never say hi to me. He don't love me. Whatever, D Darrell. That's fine. But this is your training day, Officer Hoyt. That's what training day is. You finna have to body somebody. Otherwise,
You got to decide whether
But
you a wolf or a
but
sheep.
but what do y'all think about that? What we was just talking about, like we went from black exploitation to having like family matters. Like I remember the shows where them cops was discriminating against Eddie, and his dad had to step in. Like we was addressing some real issues. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
some
saying?
real issues. What
Yeah.
when
it's
I was
still black
watching
exploitation.
What you say?
It's still black exploitation.
I mean, yeah, we did go through that, but you know what I mean. We had TV shows where the dad was in the house at once upon a time, and they was trying to correct their kids, and we were talking about how Hollywood, man, they did not like that. Like, why you don't want to, what I'm saying, a whole family in the house, and they teaching their kids stuff. Like, what is that a threat? Like,
Yeah, you remember this, Nixon? Where in a different world, where Dwayne and who was it? Who was his roommate? I forgot what his
you
roommate was.
talking about Ron Johnson?
Ron. They went to a football game, and
Oh
they were
yeah,
riding
yeah,
that rig. Yeah, and the white boys were fucking with his car and shit, spraying nigga on the car,
Nigga. Mm-hmm.
But I like
and they
that because
all
that cop was married to a black woman, and he was like, "Hey, don't judge a book by its cover." I think they did a good job at covering different angles on that
yeah,
episode.
they did. I think
Yeah.
so too. But
Yeah,
I
they
was
did.
watching Judge Joe Brown, one of his interviews, and he was talking about he went to some industry party in Hollywood. He said he was in his 50s, and he said he was mingling with the ladies, and there was one particular nice young lady he said was attractive. They started vibing.
thank you for the super chat, my boy.
Good
You
show.
talk about Judge Joe Brown. I'm
Yeah,
going to award you the whole 5,000.
And he said this lady had told him that she was paid $2,000 by the executive of some TV network that was
Yeah,
there
to set them up. Yeah, to set
to
them up
set
for
him
sexual
up.
harassment. Yeah, I saw that.
And so he said he was saying that he thinks that's the same thing that happened to Bill Cosby because Bill Cosby was trying to buy the NBC back in the day. So
Mm-hmm.
long story short is, Negroes with money, with this new money, they can only spend it, to a certain extent. I guess they're tapped on their hands, or they're gonna be making an example out of to pretty much say stay in your place.
Yeah, I heard that story. I heard him tell that story. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Let,
we on
let,
we
let me get
we
my
we on
let me
lock.
get,
We on lock. Hold on,
yeah.
we on lock. I'm about to go back and hide, and got me out here. But I just want to say this: good panel, good to see y'all up there. Please keep the conversation going. I got to handle some business, but in the famous words of my brother Don GQ, I was never here.
Okay.
You got it. You got
All
it.
It
right,
was
y'all.
good talking
All
to you,
right,
Mr.
all right, bro. Take it
All
easy.
right,
All
all
right.
right, y'all. Hey, once
All right.
again, man, I apologize for coming here acting
Ain't no
nut
shame.
to you.
Ain't no shame. Do what you do. Do what you do, bro.
All right, man. All right, y'all.
All right,
Y'all be
take it
blessed.
easy. All right.
Peace.
Yeah. Keep this conversation going. Keep this. I'm gonna listen in as I settle down.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, that was good saying that.
Certain people need to be in the bed. Ain't that
I
right?
am
Man,
about
man,
to go to bed.
listen,
I am
listen.
about to go to bed. I just came up
Raw,
to say, hey.
Raw does not. She's not human. She only need an hour of sleep. She good.
True. And then I'm here
You
to
ain't lying,
turn
because I be seeing Robbie ending the show at night. Then she be bright and early. I be driving to work when I
Early.
well on my time.
She got
On
that.
my
im-
time.
She
I'm
got
on
that
the West Coast.
imported coffee. She
So
got
I
that good
know.
stuff.
That's
I
right.
be like, Raw, girl, I just literally just thought I saw you last night and I see you this morning.
And
Damn.
y'all don't even want to know what I be on when I be off
Oh
this.
man,
Once I click off, I be running around my house doing 50 million things, getting the stuff.
Right, you got them superpowers over there.
I do. That's why, you know what I'm saying? When my phone ring, it rings Avengers.
That's that Starbucks. That's that Starbucks.
Yeah,
All
Right.
right, hey, y'all have a blessed morning, and
You
what's her
too.
name, Bridget? Thank you, Bridget, for coming, for hanging in there with We-On-Loc, CD Darrell. Thank all y'all for being in the chat, for rocking with us. You know, the chat is good, the conversation on the panel is good. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be
All
blessed.
right. Good night,
you
L. It's
too,
really
Bridget.
good
You
seeing you.
too, sir.
All
You
right, y'all.
too, sir.
See you
Peace.
soon. Peace.
Yeah, your superpower is bullshit. No, I was playing.
You want me to punch you in the eye, Grandma?
So
So you just want to bring that violence to the conversation. That's what you want to do? We have a good conversation and then we get turned up?
already, you violent already. You know,
I choose violence every day.
say, don't be super masculine. That's the problem with women today. Always being super masculine.
Well, somebody got to do it, damn it. Oh, ooh. No, I'm just playing. I mean, you don't want me to turn into a podcastian, do you?
Aren't you already that?
Oh, no. She don't eat no cats.
I'm gonna leave that part alone, and I'm just gonna say it like this.
No cat, rat, and dog.
Y'all are so entertaining. I mean, I didn't even want to do this live, but I just said, you know what, I'm bored, so let's see what I can get into. So I just wanted to do some live reactions, and this wonderful woman came up in Miss Nebraska, but she just left. And then my brother L Dixon.
I don't think Miss Nebraska like me. Every time I come up here, Miss Nebraska leave. Miss Nebraska,
said
you ain't
hi.
have to me.
She said
Really?
hi. You just didn't hear.
Nah,
Yes.
I'm just messing around. You know how I do. You know how
I hear her say bye though. Did she say
Mhm.
bye or good night?
I ain't hear her say bye or good night either, but that's okay.
Unless she just had technical difficulties.
It's probably.
Well, I will say this. My internet has been my computer has been slow, and YouTube has been on some wild kick
Biggity
shit.
bullshit.
Yeah, some biggity bullshit. So I wouldn't put it past it. I wouldn't
That's
put it
true
past
because
it.
mine on certain channels it will just buffer and buffer, and I'm like, why can I can get one channel and
Yeah.
another channel is just buffering on that channel? I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I do appreciate a lot, even though I am a little bit messy.
A little bit.
That's
Yes, a
why I
little
told
bit.
you to change your tune. We unlock a little bit. I really think that you should cover that trial while you out there. I'm telling you,
Mm.
it's gonna be big. They talking
What?
about this trial being bigger or just as big as the OJ trial, and you right out there where it is.
You better.
Just to kind of change the trajectory a little bit.
I think.
Stop being scared. You'll sit here and do 50,000 live streams about irrelevant ass people that won't have no significant impact
Okay,
on
good.
ad
I
nauseam.
don't know
For the
who
case
you
that might
speaking
have
of with, ma'am. I don't
be
recognize
scared.
my side with that. I am my own person. I am my
Yeah.
own man, and I do regular content. So I
That is
don't know
regular
who you
content. Scary.
Exactly. I think so. Because there's y'all got about 4, 5, 6. I know for sure content creators out there. And ain't nobody covered. I'm like, ain't nobody covering that trial. I'll be on.
I definitely have to look. I'll have to look that up and look and take notes, and I will definitely have to be on that.
OG Patrice, you got to move out there, baby, so you can cover it.
I just came from out there.
Yeah, because she had to handle some business.
No. I used to live there for 15 years before I moved here to Arizona 2.5 years ago.
No. But you. I'm just going based on what you told me. You said you had
I
to come in to handle some business.
Why you putting her business in the street?
I told him I did just leave from out there this past weekend. Yeah, I did.
She didn't even call up to say hello. At least, jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna holler next time I'm out there.
All right.
I'm gonna holler, but I'm
It's
serious.
not like I've seen YouTubers here. I mean, geez.
No, but you did say that to me last time we unlocked. You did say next time you out there, OG, holler at me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna holler at you, but it was a private party, so I was kind of in and out that weekend.
I know of one YouTuber keep claiming that she was gonna come out here and see your boy, but never would appear.
Who?
Never would have made it.
Who you talking about? It's on the panel.
The one person singing like she got a throat issue right now.
Never would have made it without you.
Don't play with my face, sir.
If I tell you what, We-On-Loc. If I can figure out what court date where they letting the public come, I'll come out there. You should meet me out there, and then you cover it.
I will definitely meet you
and
out
then
there.
We'll kick it. We'll go break some bread or something.
No problem.
But you and the wife,
90% of that. I get 90%
and your wife
of that.
too, and your wife too. So I don't want to,
My wife ain't thinking about no YouTube, nothing.
I know you're a married man, so I don't want to, be inappropriate.
All I gotta do is put her on the phone and like, hey, I'm with some fellow YouTubers.
Like, hey, this the OG from the YouTube street.
This my auntie. Hello,
this OG from the YouTube street.
Yeah, I haven't seen my auntie in years.
Don't be telling her that. She's like, okay, goddamn auntie.
That's all she'll say is okay and hang up the phone. See, I got my bases covered.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Right. Okay.
Especially when Dita Rell was over here, all I had to do was pick up the phone and say, hey, I put her up on video. I said, hey, I'm with my boy.
Y'all ain't gonna be hearing about OG Patrice. We-On-Loc wife was after OG Patrice with that Glock.
She'll do it too. She'll do it. Don't trust them.
Yeah, I ain't nobody husband like that. That's why
she turned in the Glock for holy water.
Wifey can come. I got no problem with it. We all can break bread together.
You ain't coming in.
Don't play with it. You don't even meet up with him if the wifey ain't there. The way these women
ain't coming in no crazy event like that. Like I said, I cover up all my bases. If you want, I can bring my uncle out there. I can definitely bring my uncle out there.
Only you knew.
You got a nice looking, tall, dark, and handsome, uncle.
Tall, dark, and married uncle. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want nobody married. We-On-Loc.
Tall, dark, and married.
I want my own man.
Shantae's got a man at home.
Let me stop.
Well, I could hook you up with some midgets out here. I mean, they're very free.
I don't want no midgets.
OG Patrice, just go meet up with him and hug his neck real tight.
Wrong. Oh my God.
As soon as I get to bed, I'm going to hug his neck real tight.
Use your head.
Real tight.
I can't with y'all.
I'm about to take my black booty to bed. I really just came up here to say hi.
All y'all go to bed.
You go to bed. You didn't even do your thank you for your super chat.
I'm about to go get a donut.
Actually, I'm already laying and I just got to go to sleep.
You got to go to sleep.
Do your thank you for your super chat, though.
Huh? Oh, yeah. That's right. Why you trying to take over my damn screen?
I'm just reminding you of what you said you was going to do.
I said thank you. I already said thank you already.
You're right. Whatever.
I just forgot to do this.
That's ISO. Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my posters, say now, I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell them all to stay calm, yeah. Tell them all to move on, yeah. Fucking my posters, say now, they be lost in the sauce, yeah. Took a loss, that's your loss, yeah. Had to get my point across, yeah. Heard them lanes was talking now and we don't pay that no mind. Didn't need to watch them know that I be.
All right, OG, Patrice, Robbie, y'all
Yes,
take y'all
sir.
sweet selves to bed and
Yes,
have
sir.
a very blessed one. Uh,
Tutu.
You too. I just want you to think about what I said, though. Okay, we on live.
definitely.
Think about what she said while you go to Krispy Kreme and get that donut and that coffee.
Yeah, we definitely be covering some strippers while we at. I'm just playing. Oh, we'll definitely be covering that. What's the guy's name?
God. You
Oh,
talking about on trial?
Yeah.
Keefy D. Keefy D. Keefy D.
Okay, Keith. All right, I have to look him up.
Keefy D.
And so
Keefy D.
Keith D. And what will you be doing, Raw? Oh, you'll be doing absolutely nothing. Okay, cool. All right. Well,
What? In the morning,
Oh.
I'm gonna be reviewing chapters 2 through 11. So, Cage.
What, Raw?
Of the book.
Girl.
Don't
Actually, 2 through 12.
tell her.
No. I thought she was through with the book. You still doing the book, girl?
Yeah, I'm still doing the book. That was just an amuse bouche. That was just a first parry. Yeah, no.
Should I just leave it where things are right now, or should I just keep going with the?
You grown. Don't ask me no questions. You talk about.
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh,
I'm talking to her.
We talking to Bridget.
I'm talking. I was talking to you. See.
Oh, but wait a minute. Before we get up out of here, OG Patrice, I heard you and the Christian sector was going in on Lilith Jr.
Oh, who?
Lilith Jr.
Who is Lilith Jr.?
Oh, I already know.
The queen maker.
I already know.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going in. I mean, I just gave my opinion and views on her narratives, That was it.
Did y'all say a prayer and bind a demon?
See, you gonna have her come over here.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that.
After me now.
I don't know nothing about that there. I don't know nothing about that there.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna have her come over. You
I just beg to differ.
Come over here and do that same shit.
I just beg to differ on some things. That's all. Get a little pushback, a little difference of opinion and views. Just that's it.
Had exercise the demon.
It was
crazy. She don't.
Well, if anybody was doing all that demon stuff, it was the ones over there that be the proclaimed Christians that was doing that. I wasn't doing that.
I tried talking to her this afternoon, and
I'm surprised she didn't do no rebuttal like she did Great Pill Podcast.
Okay.
I was going
to. Her minions was in the chat, boy, coming at us.
I know.
No, subscribe to a TikTok. She do some reviews over there on TikTok too. Those like this get the reading.
She doesn't done a reaction on me quite just yet, which I'm glad.
Y'all didn't give her no smoke. We-On-Loc, please. Y'all didn't give no smoke, no pushback, Holly. No,
that's not true. I gave pushback. She ain't like
she
that.
She gave her plenty of pushback, plenty of it.
Who? Oh, well, see, I didn't see when I saw it. Lola, you, We-On-Loc, and somebody else was on there. Raw was not on there when I looked, and I will admit I didn't see the whole stream, so maybe my bad on that. So, okay, maybe you did, Raw.
Well, she likes to play with it. I mean, she likes to play with the little screen or whatever, and she had the little don't play with it sign, whatever. And she was literally giving her lots of pushback, and as usual, as she always does, she gets all offensive whenever
Well, what she did was she tried to put Lola in the trick bag.
How?
She asked Lola, she pulled out a chemistry book and asked Lola an equation, and then she gave her 3 choices that was not the answer, and asked Lola to choose. And I told Lola, don't answer that. How can she answer that? She don't even know the equation, the formula to figure out the equation.
Oh God. Mm.
every equation has to solve itself. Every single equation. How can an
I
equation
mean,
not?
it's all in good fun. It's all in good faith. I mean, I get it. She's a little high strung. She does have a lot of pressure. Everybody and their mama's coming for her neck. But
Right.
Well, well,
And
I
there's
told you.
nothing wrong with a different opinion of view or perspective on something that you don't agree with. There's nothing wrong with that. I just have a problem that when you do address her with that, she get defensive, she deflects, she don't answer the question directly sometimes. So things like that I notice. So I don't know, Ross. So when you was up here, did she do
Mhm.
that this time after you told her you was reading the book?
She did indeed.
See, I'm not surprised by that.
I know,
Not
but
at all.
she's cutesy. She's fun. She's fun.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She's
So
fun
it
until
did.
she ain't fun no more.
So it didn't get a little, tense and
It got
a
tense
little.
on her side. It didn't get tense on my side.
See, that's what I'm. That defensive, that deflection, that the whole thing that she does as like this how dare you mentality challenge me, how dare you mentality question me, how dare you mentality even have the nerve to have some type of intellect to even have come up here and have a stimulating intellectual conversation with me. Like, how dare you?
Well,
That's that's the vibe I get.
the poverty and the scarcity mindset
That part. I
will make
heard
you.
yeah. I see I gotta watch it then, Raw. You must have came to the beginning part of it because I was telling them over there on Bro Clarence, I was like, Raw was reading the book, so I know Raw, was breaking stuff down. I said, but I didn't see Raw on the panel over there on We-On-Loc. I said, and I was really surprised at what I saw because what I saw was not no pushback from nobody up there. So you
OG
must have been
Patrice.
on there and gone.
OG Patrice.
Mm,
I love my YouTube family, but the way my real life is set up, I gotta
I
get
know,
on
right?
here
I
when I
know.
can.
I
I mean, I
know.
commend people that could live on here all day, every day,
Right.
but real life
I
is fun
feel you.
too.
I feel you. I am gonna watch it though. I'm gonna watch the beginning part because I told them I said I will be interested to see the conversation that you had with her after reading her book. So
Yeah, so like I said, in the morning, have your coffee. We're gonna coffee no chill. And we're gonna get into these 12 chapters, 10 chapters. We're gonna do it about 10 of the clip. That way nobody's bored. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking the burden for y'all. Make sure y'all support me so I go to Starbucks, get my coffee. I need it. And yeah.
how many chapters in the book?
Oh God, Jesus, Latter-day Saints in the morning. There are
Not
44.
Labor-day Saints.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna have about 3 videos because the next one will be chapter 13 to no, probably 4. Let me not lie to myself. To 23, and then we'll do 24 to 34, and then we'll do the finale.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because she ain't finna take over my content. She ain't finna take over
Mhm.
my life. I got too much stuff I talk to y'all butterflies about. We don't got time for the fool a lie.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
All
Good
right.
night, sexy.
Hugs, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
You guys
All
have a good
right.
night.
You
Bye.
too.
All
Bye.
right.
You see, this is where you have a panel full of lovely people. No one's fighting. No one's getting on each other's nerves. I love this. Don't you? We should have more of these. Until then, signing off. We unlock Nation. Have a good night.